How about now?
Hello, hello. Can y'all hear us?
Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Check, check,
Yeah.
testing 1, 2, 3.
I turned them on. It must have a go to sleep mode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep, now
I
they
bet
can
after
hear
a
our
certain
beautiful
amount of time.
voices.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Who's
Because I
switching
turned them on
companies?
when I said everybody yes,
Half
but
of
that
the
was
bowling
15
world, it
minutes
seems
ago.
like, Brian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be right back.
No Lou's running away.
Oh my goodness.
Ah.
The juiciness.
Okay. Is the camera good?
All
Can
right,
I sit
I'm
down?
back.
Yeah, yeah, camera good.
gotta have,
Oh,
gotta
gotta,
hydrate, bro.
gotta have
Yeah.
Gatorade.
Gotta hydrate.
Okay.
COVID Lou needs hydration.
COVID.
Hey, you're welcome for that, by the way.
But yeah, that was the greatest name ever.
I'm still sticking with Agent Lou. I don't care.
Angel still likes Agent Lou.
Yeah.
Hello, Mike's help.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rebecca, they help.
Agent Lou forever.
Yeah, mics are underrated.
Yeah.
Unless
All
you
right.
need a Adamski, in which case they're overrated.
Lou just got a knock at his door. He's rejoining Motive.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
It's not April Fool's Day.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that Motive will never give me a contract again. I'm just gonna go out on that limb.
Yeah, going on that limb and saw it right behind you, right? Or
Yeah.
gonna drive across that bridge and
Go ahead and fall
throw,
right
throw the
down.
Molotov cocktail
Yeah.
behind you. And,
Throwing Molotov cocktail.
He's the
We're
thermite
not
grenade.
crossing that bridge today.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Yep. Thanks everybody for joining us. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
This is, well, yeah. Storm Dog, what are you doing? You're gonna
Storm?
you're
No.
gonna derail the whole thing.
Well-
I know, buddy. You're cold.
Okay, everybody's gonna have a stream interruption here for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
That's fine.
Oh, it's
Oh.
just moving it ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, we're
It's gonna
still
go
having
blank here for a
difficulties.
second.
All right.
Oh,
Oh no.
Don't worry about it. We'll be back.
Oh no.
We gotta do some phone stuff here to silence and reset whatever else. And,
Okay.
And Storm might wreck our entire set.
Okay.
Wi-Fi was
Oh,
full
hey,
too, so it should be
get
okay.
down.
All right.
But I did not put on Do Not Disturb, so we could have had an issue.
Here you go. Should Motive do a perception versus reality video with their bowling balls versus Radical with Andrew Anderson?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be great.
That is great, actually. All right.
All right, so yeah, introductions here. Welcome to our New Year's stream. It's 2020. Happy New Year's, everybody.
It's 2022, Luke.
2020. Yeah, I meant there's a lot of twos there. I don't know.
Back to the Future.
Yeah,
Something like that.
2022.
there's a lot of
There you
twos.
go.
Don't worry about it.
2022 sounds like 2020 also.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Do so, do so.
Yeah, something like that.
2022. James Niffen, Riley Patton, me, Jonathan Hawes,
And I am AKA Shimmaker Enterprises on the YouTube.
Luis Napolis. Louis Napolis.
Is it Lewis or is it Louis?
Yeah,
Is it Lewis or Luis?
So it's spelled Luis, but it makes me sound too Hispanic, so we're gonna go with Louis.
Okay, that's
Yeah, I
fair.
How about just Lou?
Mm.
Or just Lou, yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Lou.
that-
I don't know.
Lou, Agent Lou,
Where's
COVID Lou.
Yeah. Well, my wife's name is Angel, and that's typically a Mexican guy's name. So,
Angel.
Angel.
yeah.
yeah.
Giving you a little more
No,
volume.
it's not. Angela.
Yeah, so people get, yeah. And everybody, yeah, I say Angel, and everybody says Angela.
Text me off. Oh my
What about Lois? Is that okay, Luke?
Lois, yeah.
Yeah, Lois.
Go all Family Guy.
Lois.
Yeah.
All right, so there's been a lot of, there's probably gonna be the hot topic, but there was a lot of contract, I wouldn't say drama, it's just, it changes. This is the time of the year for most of the stuff to happen is the first of the year. And changing brands is kind of like changing sports teams. Like people get traded,
Yep.
people sign with other companies, they get better deals, they get better offers. I don't know. It's something that happens, and a lot of the time, especially in bowling, when there's not a whole lot of money in it, if they get a better contract with more money or something, then they're probably going to take it.
Yeah.
So I don't really think it has a whole lot to do with loyalty or performance. Sometimes everybody's making some pretty good stuff right now. So I think it comes down to whatever the best fit is for the situation, for the person, for even how competitive they are too. So I mean, I don't know, but Riley is motive staffer.
Hola.
James is a free agent.
Formerly Storm Staff.
I am in the middle of a contract. I signed my 2-year contract last year, so there's no brand, and there's never going to be. I'm going to be as long as they keep offering me a contract, I'm going to be a Storm guy. So there's never going to be anything to worry about there. I just signed my Coolwick contract again for this year, so that's awesome. I'm getting ready to send my Turbo contract back. Still on with Bowlers Mart and SRG BBFS. So all my NASCAR amount of whatever. Jonathan.
Yes. Is that my cue?
What's Jonathan's affiliation?
Storm. No.
Jonathan has chosen to leave, resign from Motive staff. So I am no longer a part or affiliated with Motive.
Okay.
I just recently did resign with Coolwick. So I am back
Yeah.
with Coolwick. Rosedal 10, Haas 10 saves you 10%. And also
Motive Blue 10?
Yeah, and Motive Blue 10, yes.
Yeah.
Motive Blue 10.
Well, for now,
now.
I want to change it to just like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
else.
But you're still a Coolwick guy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this year, I actually I dropped Creating the Difference, no longer affiliated with them, and then I guess I'm not re-signing with Turbo. Everyone got their contracts today. I didn't get one, so
Okay.
pending.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, you know,
I got mine at like 5:30 last night.
Yeah.
So it's one of them deals where I use only Turbo stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And the Turbo contract is kind of more of a light affiliation. Like they send me enough grips and slugs to drill a handful of balls.
Like 20 or so, yeah.
So it's cool, but it's nothing that's like a super big deal. But I would use Turbo and wear Turbo logos and whatever else, whether I was contractually involved with them either way.
I do like their
So-
grips a lot more than Vice.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just I would use Turbo stuff. They don't have to send me a contract to keep me as a customer or keep me promoting them or whatever else. But it's kind of cool to have the affiliation. But
And I'm still with Turbo as well, so.
Yeah. So right now, I'm only on staff with Coolwick and Bowlers Mart.
mhm.
Yeah. But kind of like same thing as you, Luke. Like I'm using Turbo grips and the switch grip regardless.
yeah.
And then when this whole thing with Bowlers Mart, really blew up, I
Yeah.
actually get stuff cheaper through Bowlers Mart than I got them through Turbo anyway.
Yeah, I know. So that's
I mean,
one of the. Yeah, they send you that package at the beginning to kind of get you some stuff, and then it's like I said, it's kind of a looser deal or a looser affiliation. And I'm going to use the stuff regardless, and it's just easier to get it through Bowlers Mart, and
and
that's
shipping is no joke.
yeah, especially right now. It's
Yep.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
fun topics. So there have been some changes at the table.
yeah.
So, and on the
Actually, I think the most shocking staff today was Anthony Lavery Spar.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and saw that, and I could not
Because
believe that.
he was a day one global staffer, right?
Yeah,
Like he's
and
been
then
with, like literally as long as I've known he's existed.
How
he's been
long
with
do you
them.
think Swag had been sitting on that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, they had to have been
But
sitting on that.
that's
for a while.
weird because I mean they are PBA registered,
Yep, their second year, going in their second
but
year.
yeah, they don't have
Yeah.
anybody,
They have a
so
staffer
to
now
speak. Yeah.
with 0 national titles.
Yeah, but
He
they
hasn't won
have,
anything, right?
they have somebody
He's got
that's
some regional stuff.
they have somebody that's recognizable. Like
Yeah,
if you say
yeah.
Anthony, if you say Lavery Spar, it's like you may not know which one they're
It's
talking
one of the
about.
two, yeah.
I mean, I've actually heard that some of the Swag stuff's not bad. I mean, I don't know any much about it. but
Fun side note: I didn't realize they were twins until about a year ago.
You're joking,
Yeah.
right?
No. Well, because
They look
they
related.
I need a beer.
I knew they were. Well, I knew they were related, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Their mannerisms are different enough, and they like look different enough. I guess that, like
I mean, one's just heavier set in the face.
I think that's the main thing that kind of tricked me out from that.
So it's weird they only had like 3 balls to throw. No, I think their
I don't
PBA guys have more than
Yeah,
that,
they have
but-
Swag actually has,
Yeah.
and it's actually they're a 4-brand company with Lord Field and
Lord Field, Lane Masters, Cali Bowling, Swag.
and
Yeah,
Legends.
yeah.
Legends, right?
At Legends.
Oh, yeah, that's
well,
right. Yeah,
Legends,
yeah, yeah.
Legends, Lane Masters, whatever, those kind of go together. So they are kind of a.
I'm sorry, Brent. Jeez, go throw a
They,
gutter
they
ball.
were separate brands, but then they merged to kind of do the PBA registration, so that they only have to pay that for the 4 companies rather than each company.
And I'm sure at some point in time they will kind of blend in more of the stuff. So.
Oh yes, the shirt.
Yeah,
Here.
my brother got me this for
Yeah,
Christmas, and I
yeah.
have to show this off. It says "Thanks, Marie Calendar."
Yeah.
For those of you who know that meme, so that's amazing. I just had to show that. And I do want to give before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to Coolwick. Specifically, all the other companies are awesome and keep us doing what we're doing, but every time I talk to a Coolwick staffer or whatever, it's like, I don't even understand why they're treating us this good. Coolwick seems to have the attitude that's like, if you guys can't get stuff done, it's definitely not going to be our fault. So, big shout in the midst of contractual changes and all this going back and forth. Coolwick is one of the big ones in terms of, look, here you go, let's get some stuff done. And in bowling, there's always hands out. There's always more mouths to feed than than you got food for. And so it's just kind of a refreshing difference as far as the Coolwick stuff goes.
100%.
So yeah, that's really.
They're more than good to us.
Yeah, they're just.
Kind of pertaining to a lot of this conversation, and I don't know if you want to dig into this question now or later in the stream. Jed Davis brought this up a minute ago. Said, any reason y'all drop your sponsors, isn't it beneficial to be with a ball company or another sponsor? So I don't know if we want to talk about that now or bump that until a little later in the stream.
I mean, that's
a good way to kind of start things off with.
Okay.
The benefits of being on with the company is cheaper equipment and in some cases free equipment. The downside,
free.
Yeah, free. That's one
free.
that's one of the things where I keep talking to people and it's like, well, you get free money at your job too. All you have to do is show up and work for it.
Well, we've talked about this too. Everybody has a different contract.
Everybody has a different contract. Some people get more stuff than other people, and it depends on how, like our job, like me and Louise is basically, we're YouTube. We're advertising. We're heavy advertising. We're showing stuff off, and so they're going to get us product to be able to show off. That's the whole point. We're a staffer in the first place. Like, I'm not out there winning regionals or anything.
Not yet.
No, me neither.
Once we get you an A game, you will be there.
Yeah,
But
sure.
yeah, so that's
So at that point, it's beneficial for us to be on staff because trying to run a YouTube channel, I think Luis definitely knows what's going on with this, wondering where the next ball is going to come from, and you can't just jump on a Bowler's Mart and buy a ball for $120 and make a ball video with it that you're going to get $40 in ad revenue from.
and that's if it's not an altered reality or something where you're paying $180.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's one thing when you're buying a ball, it's like, yeah, I really want this, I'm going to use this, versus a ball that you're literally buying to make a video with that you know that you're never going to throw. And so it's like, okay, so I'm going to spend 120, 140, 180 bucks on this ball to make a video with. I'm going to get $40 or $50 in ad revenue from. Never going to be able to throw it, and spend 10 hours of my life and 20, 30 bucks in lineage to make the video, and then you have the equipment, and then you have drilling, and you have grips and slug, and you have all this stuff that goes into making this video for something that you're never going to use.
So then if you're like, let's say your time could be billed at $20 an hour, that means you're in for $600. That means you're in for $600.
Yeah.
Minimum.
I mean, yeah.
It stacks up that quick, and that's before you think about the cost of the video equipment and all the things you need to make the videos.
If they outsourced it and said, okay, well, here's this, here's all the video, whatever else, have somebody put together a video. Yeah, I mean, especially for production like Storms, where they have an 8 ways for the Nova. And so they have 8 balls, they have the people's time filming, doing all this stuff, whatever else, and they send it to a company to say, hey, here's all our film and the raw video and whatever else, put this video together for us, $1,000. Easy. And you're not going to get that back and we don't get commission. We're not going to see any of that money. So from Storm's perspective, they're advertising a product and they're going to get money back by people buying that product. We're going to get the product and $40 of ad revenue from YouTube. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the biggest thing that I think people don't understand is like you know, I'm a free agent, so they want me to throw everything.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, that's great. Where am I going to get this ball from?
Mhm.
Because, like you said, like for me especially, everything I have now I've bought. So
Mhm.
I'm not buying something that I don't think I'm going to throw.
Mhm.
You know, like I've gotten so many people asking me when I'm going to review the Iron Forge or that new Odyssey.
The Trident
Yeah.
And I'm
Odyssey.
like, yeah, I mean, I don't mind reviewing it, but I'm not paying for it because I know that I'm going to review it and never throw it again and then make you know, 20, 30, 40 bucks in ad revenue.
Yeah.
That's a losing proposition for me.
Yeah.
And I've kind of gone through a similar transition on my channel because I was doing a fair number of ball videos when I was on staff with Storm. And I mean, look, to be honest with you, like, I don't have the time, the desire, or the bandwidth to put the effort into production that you put into your videos, or that you do, Luke. Like, I've got other, like, I'm too busy bowling, to be honest. But it's like, even past that, is I know I'm not the best out there in terms of just making, like, ball review videos. And so kind of I'm in the process kind of rethinking how I'm going to manage content on my channel. I'm doing a little more topical type stuff, a little more like some of the more in-depth videos Luke does. That's kind of what I'm trending towards for a lot of my content. So there's definitely been a shift on that side as well in the last few months, although I haven't put out a video in like 3 weeks. So
And then there's the other side of things that leave in too. I mean, some guys fight ball reaction issues, ball shape issues when you're bowling a lot. You're looking for something else, whether that be a different brand or that be become a free agent and you can throw everything.
That's where I was 6 months ago.
Yeah, ball reaction is huge in this game. And if you're bowling week in and week out, whether it be 2 days on a weekend or 3 days a week in league, I think ball reaction's huge. Am I wrong?
Yeah, and so it
No,
really,
definitely not wrong.
yeah, and it really comes down to whether or not you're you're on the bowling side of things or you're on the content creation side of things. So for like us, it's more important to have a staff deal because I'm not in the bowling world for the bowling side necessarily. I'm more content creation, coaching, advising, representation, advertising, whatever you want to say. So ball reaction, if I felt like I was limited by my ball reaction, that would suck, but it's much more important to me to have the company backing. Now, if somebody is in it for the bowling side of it, and
Yeah.
So I don't do reviews. I mean, I've posted a couple videos on my channel, but they're nothing. So I have Corey from the Bowling Fix. Like anytime I get a ball, I'll have Austin at West Acres drill it, and Corey will be like, "All right, when can we get together and shoot a video for it?" And we, I don't know, throw 7 or 8 shots with the ball that just came out, and then we'll compare it to a bunch of other stuff. And I always told him, I was like, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm taking advantage of you because you're doing the hard part with the editing. He's like, no, you're doing the hard part. You're throwing the balls. And I was like, I'm throwing like 30 shots at most. Like that's nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he takes all the clips and he edits them together and puts them up on Bowling Fix. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, from that standpoint, it makes more sense for the bowlers to, it's like, well, I got to have the ball reaction. So when you're with one company, you either have to really, really like the reaction from that company, which I think Motive fits your game great. So
yeah,
Fits you to a T.
so even though it's one company, it just fits.
The shape fits you.
And
plus
That's slow wheel.
Plus, I'm a hoarder, so I've got like backlogs of bowling balls from years ago.
Yeah.
So
I've got to get you organized.
Yeah, so I get right there. It's right up your alley.
say
No pun intended.
if there's something in the current line that I feel like I'm missing, I've probably got it in the room 5 feet away. Like at
Do you still
home,
have a
so-
blank tag, by the way?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a single drill tag and I've got a new inbox tag.
That was the ink before the ink was
So.
cool.
So
Don't ask me about covert revolts. You're not getting them.
I mean, there's some there's other things too.
Hey,
when
Riley,
it
what about a
comes to-
cover revolt?
No.
When it comes to the national side of
That's
things,
for you.
contract money, when those guys on the national side get paid, they get paid for contracts. I mean, sometimes it may not just be ball reaction. They may be switching companies because they got a better offer.
yeah, and that's the thing is if some of them are winning or consistently winning, they might go for ball reaction over contract. Where some of them that are either new, kind of up and coming, if they have some extra money on their contract, they're going to try the national tour or they haven't really done well so far, then they might fall back on the contract money a little bit and say, yeah, I'm going to do, while I'm still getting my feet wet or I'm still getting practice or getting used to this or whatever else, I'm going to take the best contract I can get. And other people that are winning might say, well, I'm going to just take the best ball reaction I can get, or the best ball reaction that fits me. And it's not gonna, I'm not saying it's coming from a specific company.
Whatever shape their eye likes to see.
Yeah, whatever fits them the best, even if it's not the greatest contract. If they're winning or in the hunt or in the in the conversation to win, it's like, well, that's going to make them more money than a contract will, probably anyway.
Yeah,
so.
that's what Aaron just said in the chat, is that bowling is really a grind, and that financial security can definitely play a factor when you're trying to go at the pro level, especially. Trying to have that kind of security blanket on us.
Agreed.
What's the temp in that set garage? Y'all look frozen. Actually, what we're doing is we're showing off Norseman Brewing Company stuff. I don't necessarily need this on, but my hair's kind of messy and it looks cool. It's got a little pom-pom.
He doesn't, and then there's that.
Oh, my eyes!
Hey guys, there's a glare on the screen.
I know.
That's in Kansas, it's frozen outside. Like I think the temperature is 10 degrees, and then
it was 8 when I was driving.
Yeah,
over.
it's less.
And then there's wind added into it, so it's probably a wind chill of
7 degrees
1 or 2.
And there's 20 mile an hour winds, and it's snowing and whatever else, and so it's not necessarily that cold in here. Yeah.
I'm okay, guys. I really am. Here, I'll just sit here looking like a
Yeah, it's not necessarily that cold
Kings.
in there, but we're just kind of showing off our new Norseman beanies with the little pom poms.
Well, they kind of are one of our sponsors of the breakdown pairs.
Matt Peoples is in here. He went to Norseman a few weeks ago, and the food was amazing. Yeah, we had way too much stuff and spent way too much money.
I don't know why I'm
at
wearing
this.
this, but I feel like I need a scepter. Just
You just.
Yeah, I definitely got to find a way to get down there.
Yeah, we got to get you here one of these
Make
days.
sure you come in the fall, like.
I mean,
or come in the.
I'm not coming in the winter.
I gotta come.
Oh, come on, Lou.
Come in the summer or the fall when it's temperatures you're used to. Like you don't want to come here in the winter.
Yeah, he's used to Vegas and Florida, so.
Yeah.
We got to get you here sometime when it's not.
Here's the problem I had is my parents actually just moved to Florida.
Yeah.
So I live in North Carolina. North Carolina is like 50, 60 degrees right now.
Right.
Florida, the lows are like 55, 60 in Florida.
Little field.
And I literally fly from Florida straight to Kansas City for this. Mistakes are made.
And it's frozen here.
Pause. What brand of balls are you most excited to be able to throw down? All of them. How about that?
Yeah,
all of them.
That's a good answer.
Whatever
So
strikes.
Jonathan,
Yes.
what is or what was the first non-motive ball that you drilled or going to drill?
Yeah.
I've already drilled a few, actually. I guess the two that we got from my wife. That was so I have drilled a UC2. I have drilled a Astrophysics. I guess they count if that's drilled. I've drilled a Dark Code, a Power Torque, an Obsession Tour, and I have a Black Widow 2.0 and a Black Widow Ghost coming as of right now, and a Zen at some point.
Yeah.
I know Lou likes the Zen.
Zen's a daddy, right?
Man.
Zen and Hustle Camo. and I just drilled an Alpha Crux. That one's definitely on there too.
I saw that one.
I did see
Yeah,
that.
it was
Jealous.
I was pulling down on the press and I'm like, no.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
My wallet started fluttering. I was like, no.
What, buddy?
Storm, shush.
What do you want, buddy?
So the bag right now is pretty good for me. I'm pretty excited about what's in there. I need to learn everything that's in there first, but
What are you doing, buddy?
it'll be a learning curve, and it's fine.
That's definitely where I was too.
Yeah, buddy.
You know, you drill, you kind of get used to one kind of reaction idea,
Yep.
and then you essentially when you start drilling other stuff, you're kind of changing that baseline
Right.
idea.
I mean,
There's a learning curve to it.
oh, and I'm not. Don't think that every
And Lou,
motive
you've
ball's
been there.
getting-
You've been there too.
Don't
Like,
think
you
every
do it.
motive ball's getting kicked out of my bag. 'Cause the Ghosts and Shocks aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're not going
Yeah.
anywhere. The Odyssey's
I said
actually
the
really
same.
good. So
I said the same thing too.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
yeah, but I'm one of those. Luke will say the same thing. I love the Jackal Ghosts. Like, I love that ball.
Yeah,
So did I.
those are about the best. Some of the best reaction you're going to see out of anything. Period. So.
And the Odyssey is really good for those that aren't there. I will promote that real quick.
That's a new favorite ball of mine already. I'm
So you're
loving the
throwing that one
Odyssey.
a lot.
excuse me, I really like it too. That was my last ball, so
Yeah.
I threw it yesterday for a little bit too. So
Nice.
until I caught the tightest pair in the house,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had ball shape in it.
Yeah.
19 to 20
Do you
happened.
want to talk about the growler, and then we can start talking through the free agent changes? Or?
Yes, Norseman Brewing Company. This is their Fest beer in their nice growler here.
Is that actually like metal? All the
Yeah,
outside?
yeah,
Dang, that's really solid.
yeah.
Nice.
And this with this cap on here. Normal growlers just are glass, and they have the little twist off cap or whatever. But you lose carbonation pretty quick, and so the beer goes flat in a couple days. Once you open a growler, you got to drink it. These actually preserve it a little bit better, and so these, once you open these, you got about a week to drink, and it won't take.
Yep.
We'll be done with this in about an hour. So.
Lou, do you drink beer?
I'm drinking a red Gatorade. Fruit
Yeah,
punch.
right. Yeah.
Slow down there.
No, so
Take it
I,
easy.
Easy killer.
So I used to drink all the time. I've actually, not intentionally or anything, but I haven't drank anything in about 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't drink much.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Oh,
Totally.
Austin Donovan's in the chat.
Oh.
Hey, what's up,
Sup?
Austin?
Teddy bear.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, buddy.
Teddy bear.
Yeah.
That's that's not the same Austin that drills my stuff.
No, it's a
but
different one.
It's a different Austin.
Oh, it's a
You're
different
pouring
Austin.
that.
Oh,
tonight.
Austin
Yeah,
just
yeah,
was
I know.
bold.
This is,
Yeah, I
this
know.
is
That's
always,
what I'm saying.
This is always a
He's
little
gonna pour that.
difficult to.
He's just a big teddy bear.
And that is factual.
If you guys get the chance and you're anywhere near Russell, Kansas, go out and bowl at Austin Donovan Center. Palladium Bowl. It is an old school
smokes.
12-lane house with above-ground ball returns and wood lanes.
Oh, you've sent a picture of that place. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That,
It is.
that looks
It
really
is a
cool.
fantastic
Classic.
center. Super small, but it was a ton of fun. We bowled a Baker doubles tournament there.
Is that where you bowled? That was a bow, right?
Yeah.
Makes that
So
growler.
I bowled a
Makes that growler.
Baker doubles tournament
64.
with.
It's a regular growler size, so it's 64 ounces.
Yeah, I bowled a Baker doubles tournament with a friend of mine that owns the center in McPherson, and he's a left-hander, so he always took the right lane,
Cheers.
so the ball return was on his left, and I always took the left lane, so the ball return was on my right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Smart. Thanks for the
it's an
shout-out.
awesome center there in
Ran by a good dude, man.
Russell, Kansas, Palladium Bowl.
Have any of us done holiday doubles? Not that I'm aware of, although I am tossing around the idea of possibly bowling next year.
Yeah, we need to just
We need
just
to
to
go
get
bowl.
out there. I still have a lot of practicing to do, but
So one beer.
so one be yeah, yeah, exactly. True story.
Lou, that's another one you need to travel for. Go bowl the holiday doubles in St. Louis.
Koozie.
Isn't that the one that like
Yeah.
sells out immediately?
Yeah, it's huge.
Pretty much, yeah.
Coaster koozie. Coaster koozie.
That's the one that Kyle Sherman and Nick Pate were bowling this year.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I saw that on their channel.
Yeah,
One
it's,
of their
it's streamed on. They
Frank
stream it
and
on
Meadow
Inside
Bowl.
Bowling every year.
Yeah, it's a
So-
huge tournament.
Big tournament.
I mean, full squads.
Yeah.
I think they run like A, B, C, and D squad, and they're
And
all.
if not, they're definitely going to.
Yeah.
But they bowl it on a house shot.
Yeah,
So the
it's
scores are just.
it's an easy
Yeah, the
pattern.
scores are insane, but
Astronomical.
that's one of them things sometimes where if it's on it, some people like tough shots because it keeps the scoring pace down, but there is something to be said for getting the pins down, picking the right ball and whatever else, and I don't think different people are going to win depending on when the scoring pace is high or when it's low or whatever else. And everybody's going to want a scoring pace that favors them, but I think that putting up big scores consistently is just as much of a skill as
Yep.
as shot making on tougher patterns. And some people are more some people are going to be more suited to putting up big scores if you give them a few boards to aim at. They're just gonna destroy the place, and other people, when it's accuracy time, like I think somebody like Francois Lavoie, the tougher they are, the higher he's gonna. That's why he's always always in play, always a factor in U.S. Opens.
Yep.
Somebody like the Lavery Spars, you give them an extra board or two to aim at.
Watch out.
You mean?
I mean, they're just gonna run you over.
Yeah. Aaron Littlefield made a interesting point. You said you mean being effectively wild.
Yeah.
Aaron, just tag me next time, please, dude. What the heck?
Just at me,
See,
bro.
like,
Yeah.
my whole thing with that is if I'm bowling against like let's say Kyle Troop, right,
Yeah.
as an example,
Yeah.
I'd rather bowl him on house because at least I have a shot in the dark. Like if I'm bowling Kyle on the U.S. Open pattern, I know that I have no chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at least on house, I know that. I mean, what is he going to shoot? 250, 260, 270? At least I have a shot.
Yeah.
Where he's going to shoot 220 on the U.S. Open pattern, I'm already shut out in the third frame.
Yeah.
See, and I love it even harder than the U.S. Open pattern. Like I'm about to go bowl Snowman doubles here at Shawnee
Oh, yeah.
98?
in a couple weeks.
Isn't that 98? In that place, was it 98?
What?
No, it was an 87.
It was an 89.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
I was at one point last year. I was the second lowest score of that weekend with an 89, and that was in Game 1 against Kevin Williams and Chris Vi, in which we came back
Nice.
and won Game 2. And then Kevin Williams had to spare a 3-7 to lock us out of winning Game 3. So we didn't make it easy on them.
Yeah.
He ended up sparing it. But Snowman doubles, if you've never heard of it,
Hand spray.
they strip the lane with the lane machine, and then they fill up a spray bottle, like you'd fill up with water for spraying, like a hairspray, or like water if you're going to get a haircut or whatever. They fill up a spray bottle with oil,
What are
and they walk backwards on the lane and spray
Oh,
the
God.
lanes with a spray bottle full of oil. It is more oil than you've ever seen on a lane ever, and it's different on every lane. I think they at least try and make the distance the same on them, but volume or
Yeah.
like
It's just
how
gonna
it's
be-
laid, it's not even at all in the
Yeah.
application because it's just with a spray bottle,
Yeah.
and it is so impossibly hard that
Sounds
150s.
horrific.
Like 150s
Mhm.
and 160s are winning scores, and anything better than that is impressive.
Yeah.
Good old Snowman doubles.
So-
That's awesome.
That one's going to be a fun one to bowl.
Well, good luck to you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have shot 88 in Snowman doubles. It's a little double Snowman.
That's a good point. Yeah. Think about that.
No, that's pretty good.
How do you like your pink lemonade cider?
It's all right. It's not bad. Doesn't taste like beer, so it's better.
Oh,
there you go.
Awesome.
So do you want to kind of talk through some of the free agent moves? we
Yeah,
have?
this is a lot of the stuff that people want to talk about. Once again, if you weren't with us for the start of the stream, Riley's with Motive, James is a free agent, Jonathan is now a free agent,
Yep.
free agent Lou, and I'm going to be on with Storm as long as they send me a contract. I'm in the middle of one right now anyway, so no surprises this year for me. So, but this is probably one of the bigger years I can remember. Like in the past, there'd been a couple big names here and there that's like, oh, so-and-so went here, or if somebody did go somewhere, it wasn't a surprise. This year
There
was
were a lot
of shakeup, and there were a lot of big surprises.
Yeah.
And James has our whole list here.
So I'm just gonna I'll just kind of read through this, and then we can go back and kind of talk through each one individually. I
Okay.
guess I kind of filtered this down. And I posted this inside the Patreon side of Fluke's server earlier today. This is kind of a list of the notable national names on both the men's and the women's tours that have shifted brands this year that we saw. Andrew Anderson was with Radical, now signed with Motive. Nick Pate was a longtime Storm staffer. He is now with Hammer. Graham Fa, who won the 2016 Players Championship. Was it?
It was 16 because he was using the Carnage.
Yeah, the
Jackal.
2016. He won the 2016 Players Championship up at Wayne Webb's place. He was with Motive for a long time. He's now Brunswick. Shannon O'Keefe, longtime Brunswick staffer, has now returned back to being a Rotogrip staffer, which she was early last decade. AJ Chapman, who was with Storm for a very long time, is now with Ebonite. Missy Parkin, longtime Columbia staffer, has jumped ship and is now with Storm. Ronnie Russell, who has staffed for about every company on the planet, is now wearing a Radical jersey. Anthony Lavery Spar, who I'm pretty sure was a day one staffer for 900 Global, signed with Swag Bowling of the California Bowling Emporium,
Mic
which we
drop.
discussed earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike drop indeed. Sydney Brummett
Isn't that the
was.
name of one of their balls? Mic drop?
That sounds like something I would
Should
make.
be.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely should be.
Yeah.
They'll be calling you next week.
You better trademark
Hang
that
on,
right
hang on. I'm not done yet. Calm down, guys.
was-
Sydney Brummett, who was with Storm, has now signed with Hammer. Clara Guerrero, who was with Brunswick for a long time, is with Storm. And Pat Dombrowski has also moved from Motive to Storm.
Yeah,
And when I say Storm, I mean the Storm family. I don't remember exactly which brands they signed.
Yeah, when he says
But-
Storm or Brunswick or whatever,
It's
else,
all
because
umbrellas.
Claire with Columbia for forever.
Actually, I think you hit them all right because you said Roto for Shannon, right?
I know Shannon to go
Yes,
to Roto. There were a few where I don't
specifically.
know which brand they signed.
Yeah.
The other ones that were Storm.
Okay, fair enough.
So
Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of shifts. I mean, I think one of the big ones that stands out just in terms of national tour relevance is Andrew Anderson.
Yeah.
Big move.
He's moved around a couple times, but I think because he was
But he's all stayed in the same family.
true because he was with Track when he won the Masters, right?
Yeah. Which would have been back when it was EBI, correct?
Anderson?
Yes. Yeah,
He was with Track?
I think so. No, he's with Ebonite.
Ebonite.
So
Yeah.
he's always been with Ebonite.
Yeah, he was because he was Ebonite staff when he won the Masters up in Syracuse.
Well,
Oh,
he was-
and
he
Ryan
was-
Yeah,
Schaefer
it was
signed with
definitely
Track.
Ebonite because he did
I
that
said
video.
relevant.
Yeah.
No, I
that
said Ryan
choice
Schaefer
ball.
also signed with Track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He,
Well,
he,
Have him in there?
yeah, he
Right.
did the choice ball way back
Relevant.
when they
National
did
Master.
those. Yeah.
Well, I think, and then he was
He
he
still
was
holds it,
Radical last year.
I didn't
He's
realize
not
that.
relevant.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure because he's been a lot of in a lot of Radical
Seminole with
Mo
DBA as well.
Mondays or whatever like that.
I'll explain that in a second. There was one other that I did neglect to mention that I think is of somewhat kind of relevant at least is Ryan Simonelli had kind of bounced around a little bit. He was with Motive for a couple of years, like when he made the 2017 World Championship
So it was
show.
2016, I think, is when he signed with Motive.
Yeah, that sounds right. And then he had actually gone to being a free agent and actually stepped back from national tour life for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I believe last year he signed a regional contract with Deviate.
Yep.
And he has actually taken a national contract again with Deviate, so he's going back out on the national tour.
Yep.
Which I've actually gotten a chance to know him. He bowls a lot of the same tournaments that I do back in North Carolina. Good dude, really good bowler. I think he's been throwing it great. So,
Which he made a
hopefully-
show last year, too.
Yeah, that's right, he did.
Players Invitation.
Yeah.
Or not the Players Invitation, but Players. The
Yeah,
Players.
the Players Championship
Yeah.
for one of the regional ladders. But
Yep.
it's he's really fun to watch when he's striking. So I think the chance for him to get back out on the national tour, like it's not technically a move, but it is just kind of in a different sense than the rest of this list because
It's
he was
another
regional.
player going back out.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exciting to see because when he's striking, he is a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, yeah,
So.
100%.
Ryan Schaefer went to Track.
Luke, we're talking about relevant national tour players. So
Who?
Okay.
that is exactly what I said.
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the double A going from Radical to Motive, I think, was one of the big ones. The other huge one, and this is big on multiple levels, is Anthony Lavery Spar going from Global, which he's been with them
Yeah.
forever, to Swag.
In my opinion, I don't care about all the other moves. That is I'm not going to say the strangest. It was the most jaw-dropping move of the day.
That was the eyebrow raise of the day.
Yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
mean, yeah, Shannon O'Keefe going to Roto. That's cool. That's awesome. But like everybody's like, what?
So I woke up today. I'm staying at John's house, and I woke up and I sit down next to him this morning on the couch, and he's like, "Did you hear that Anthony Lavery went to Swag?" And I said, "What?" Like he said that, and I just looked at him like, "You're messing with me, right? Like what? No
Yeah.
way."
I mean, in Swag's defense, I completely understand the move. They've probably been sitting on it for a while. Money talks for one. Two, they're looking at a guy that they can use as the face of their brand.
Just
as
won a
their-
regional.
Yeah, he's got a couple of regional titles, I think.
Yep.
And he's a name. Not only that, but he's got. They're needing somebody to be the face of that brand.
Yeah.
And they're in the second.
And 5 people on YouTube are talking about him live right now.
There you go.
Including us.
Yeah.
True.
So
that.
that's getting their brand
That's
name
what I'm
out.
saying. Like, what are the chances
No,
that
I see what
Swag
you're
would have got brought up today if we weren't talking if it wasn't for that signing?
Pretty much none.
Yeah.
0.
I mean, they're in their
Yeah.
second year as being PBA approved or PBA registered. It was a good move for them to bring somebody on and try and help grow their brand. I get it.
Say it. All power to him. Like
Yeah.
I want to see. I've only seen a few of the Swag balls in person,
Yep.
just at some of our local KC events, and even then I'm paying.
Tim Curran.
I haven't paid too much attention to
it's-
it, but it's like
Tim Curran's
I'm
notable.
I'd be excited to see more of it out there, and I think it's always good to have more brands and more competition out there.
Yeah, competition breeds innovation.
So-
Tim Curran
Hey,
is another one that bowls a lot of our stuff. Throws their
Yeah.
stuff exclusively.
Did Big Bowling sign anybody today?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
I don't think so. I think they got all the same people.
Say Marshall and Rhino and
Yeah.
No, Rhino is no longer with Big Ball.
Yeah, I did hear
Rhino's
that.
not?
That Rhino's not with
really.
Nope.
Big
It's
anymore.
the other lefty, Andrew Kane,
Andrew
right?
Kane, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Andrew
Marshall.
Kane, Marshall Kent, and I can't think of his name.
Pontus Anderson?
Pontus, thank you.
Oh, Pontus.
Oh, yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still with them though, or no?
He is.
As
I
far
think
as I
so,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. Wait, Rhino left. Yes,
can't believe
Rhino's
I
no
remember
longer.
that
Rhino's
name.
not with Big anymore.
Yeah, and the big thing with Anthony Lavery Spar is that Global just merged with Storm last year, and so all the Global staffers, Sean Rash and Daria, notably,
Chris Barnes.
they got access to the Storm and
Mhm.
Rotogrip catalogs.
Trade forward.
Yeah.
And so So I'm on Pontus's Facebook page,
Uh,
and he posted a picture a couple of weeks ago. They won a tournament throwing a web at pearls.
Oh,
I'm
so
gonna say
maybe-
he's
Oh.
not with Big Boulder.
Okay.
Maybe he's free agent.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Say, because he was.
So
with-
me and Pontus Anderson are both free agents.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
we
he
should
was-
have had him on the show.
He
Yeah.
was with Motive for a long time, and then basically as soon as Big announced, I think he resigned from Motive staff. I think so.
Yeah.
That's what I remember it happening. But
Yeah, Missy Parkin was mentioned twice.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got her.
Yeah,
Brent asked a decent question in the chat that I think might be an interesting topic of conversation for us because I think we have a lot of different perspectives here.
Yeah.
Brent asks, when you say there's a certain type of shape by brand, predominantly, if you had to put a motion or shape by brand, what would you say each of them have, or is it a mixture? I think it's probably better to look at it by umbrella rather than an individual, track. versus
Yeah,
clump.
because they're all going to be somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Like you can tell the differences between Storm, Roto, and 900 Global, but they're not.
They're subtleties.
You're kind of splitting hairs and getting way more technical than the average bowler is going to even recognize or care about.
One more description.
Yeah.
say the,
I mean, Storm stuff's always going to be that skid flip motion that everybody likes to see.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
it's gonna be a little boomier than other balls that are like for
Yeah.
like.
Well, even-
Roto, I see out of Roto a little sooner down the lane. It
There-
raises the lanes a little sooner.
Roto's a little more tumbly.
Yeah.
Storm's
Roto's
kinda how I
kind
see
of
it.
big, bold type reaction. Storm's kind of cleaner, more refined. But even then, they kind of
oh yeah,
they kind of
Kelly.
go back and forth all over the place because we'll have just super flippy stuff, and then all of a sudden we'll put out a promotion or a parallax or an omega crux, and it's kind of like, what the hell is going
An
on
idol.
here? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
One of the greatest of all time.
and 900 Global is kind of quietly putting out the best the best stuff right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, we were talking about that today when we were doing the practice stream on my channel. Was
Yeah, the reality and
the
alter.
reality and the altered, like they might be
That
my two
altered
favorite balls.
reality is nuts.
Dude, so I actually drilled a pin down reality this weekend, Lou, to kind of pair off with my pin up altered. Yeah, I'm gonna be throwing those two balls on literally everything. It feels like they're really, really well balanced, and there's a lot of different things you can do with them while still making it feel like the same ball, if that makes sense. So I've been really Zen and Zen Master.
Yeah,
Luke,
yeah.
Any comment on the Zen Master?
Skid flip, baby.
Crickets.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious with the Zen and the Zen Master. Like, I love the Zen, and I freaking despise the Zen Master. It's like complete opposite side.
Yeah.
So the only time the Zen Master skids is like out of your hand.
Yeah.
And as soon as it touches anything else, it's hook.
it skids back when it comes out of the ball return.
Yeah.
Even then,
Even then, it's fighting the belts the whole way.
Yeah.
Say those balls don't have any issue getting back. They're
Yeah.
always returned by the
I
ball.
had
Too
to, I had
much
to tighten
touch.
down the press extra tight because it was trying to hook on the ball.
Yeah, I was trying to hook on the
frickin'
drum
press,
press.
yeah.
David Chamberlain just asked another really good question, and I think this is mainly for Lou, John, and myself. He said, as a staff or for a specific brand, there are advantages, and that's why you do it.
Yep.
But what are kind of some of the other than being able to throw whatever you choose, what are some of the advantages of being a free agent?
I mean, we kind of touched on it. Ball reaction, different shapes.
Yeah. So that
You can pretty
it
much
answers the question.
You literally could drill the best ball of every brand.
Yep.
If it's good, cool.
Yeah, and that's like when we bowled Swiss trios in back in September.
Yep.
I had a Venom Shock, a Promotion, and a Purple Hammer in my bag,
You literally
all at the
can-
same time. You can't beat that with a
You
stick.
can have the best possible tournament bag ever. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, so I don't know, Lou, do you have anything to add to that, or do you think that pretty much covers it?
I mean-
Shush, Storm.
Yeah, you guys
Well,
pretty much
come here,
covered it. I
strong
mean,
guy.
like I said, for me, it's different
Strong guy,
than
come
for
here,
a lot of people because all I bowl in is league anyway.
Right.
So I don't have those issues with
Good buddy.
ball motion.
Best buddy.
Like I said, because all I bowl is on house anyway. So when I was with Motive, I'm a free agent. The differences on house are so minimal that, for me, I never run into those issues. For me, I'd rather be on staff just because it's easier, like Luke said earlier, figuring out what the next video is, what the next ball is. You have an understanding that something is coming, if that makes sense.
I
Yeah.
know, buddy.
It's also easier to figure out what goes in your bag and where too.
I know, buddy.
Just
Yeah.
being a staffer.
yeah,
Just because something new comes out and it's like, oh, I want to drill that, but I really don't want to fit that in my bag.
it's
Yeah, and then the one thing that I do want to touch is, or talk about is, you know, like everyone on this table, right? We're all bowling fanatics, right? Whether we're on staff or not.
Yeah.
And then once we get on staff with a company, it doesn't mean that our opinions all of a sudden change.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I'll use Motive as an example. Before I was on staff with Motive, I still loved the Motive balls. Then I signed and I start making videos, and people are like, "Oh, well, you're a staffer. You're supposed to say that." I'm like, "But I was saying the same thing before."
Yeah.
Like literally nothing changed.
Well, Lou, you're using logic on the internet, dude. That doesn't work.
Yeah,
Say,
yeah. People, like people comment on my videos now all the time, and they're like, "Oh, it's so refreshing to have a free agent talk about balls." And I'm like, if you watch any of my videos when I was on staff, nothing changed.
It's like you're
Like,
saying the
literally
same
nothing.
things about them. So
Yeah.
And that's something that I think is really good about guys like the two of you, Lou and Luke, is like you guys, you are who you are.
Yeah.
Regardless
And
of
listen,
regardless of what you're talking
listen.
about, and you deserve to be commended for that.
I'm only going to say this once, and I hope everyone is listening. Stop comparing me to J.R. Raymond. Stop it. Okay.
Should we tag at J.R. Raymond?
oh no.
Please,
Kidding.
dear God, no.
JK.
Oh God.
Malcolm, I had to join the Beanie Bros. Everybody else had one on, so
Yeah,
that's
peer
yeah.
pressure.
Pretty
No,
much.
the other.
I don't have one. I'll put my mask on in my head.
I will say,
Yeah.
I will say though about a staffer, good staffers are honest staffers.
Yep.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that if you
Yes.
say that every ball is the best ball ever, people are going to quickly stop believing you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get you to buy one bowling ball as a staffer, right? I'm trying to get you to buy a ball every time that I recommend a good one. But
Yeah.
if every single ball is the best ball ever, no one's going to believe you, because that's just not true.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, like the Zen Master. If I cannot in good faith lie to someone and tell them that the Zen Master is my favorite ball ever and that they should go out and buy it.
Right.
I can't do it, and I won't do it.
Yeah, it's the. I mean, if I say every time a ball comes out, say when I was with Motive, every time a ball comes out, oh, this is a must-have in your bag, which is 99.9% of staffers say this is a must-ball have in your bag. It will strike every time you throw it, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sorry, don't believe that garbage.
Yeah, that's what I said in my that UC3 versus Pitch Black video. It's like, this is a must-have in your bag, just like the other 40 balls in the catalog.
Don't go any further because you did it.
Yeah, and I did actually kill Betty White.
That is horribly unfortunate.
Well, the UC3 is just different.
Yeah, it is different. So, but again, it's one of them things that's like, well, we have 40 balls in the catalog. I don't have any reason to talk you into any one of them. My opinion is kind of irrelevant because I actually don't like the Zen. I've had 2 of them now, and the only time they've looked good is the first one looked good filming the video and then was just awful after that. And then I took the other one, I filmed more with it. I've taken it to league, I've taken it to tournaments, I've practiced several times with it. I practiced with it today, and it just does everything it's going to do at 30 feet. It's just one of the...
You and Austin Bolds have the exact
Oh
same
my
opinion on
God.
the Zen.
It's
It's too strong to play straight, and then once you try and get in and shape it, it locks up and goes forward.
Yeah, it's a flat corner or a big 4.
And
There's no in between.
I cannot wait to drill Zen.
And you guys can't throw it any differently, you and Austin.
Yeah,
And you both
Yeah.
have come to the same
Well,
conclusion.
and that's
so-
the funny thing is that Austin and I never, ever agree on anything because he likes stuff like the Halo Vision and the Supersonic and just absolutely terrible bowling balls. And so when he actually likes a good ball, I'm surprised. But we've agreed on a few of them lately.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I'm starting to agree with you guys, with you and Austin both more and more
Uh-huh.
on equipment, and so it's like,
But you like
Luke-
Zen, right?
I haven't used one in like a year, dude.
It's
in
been
like
a
6
while.
months. Yeah, I haven't touched one since nationals.
I just don't get the Zen hype, man. Dude, they're literally on every rack.
not every. Yeah,
We had a guy
Yeah.
shoot 859 with it the other night.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
58,
I got beat with a Zen in our scratch league Thursday night next to a guy that went 79 379.
with the,
So
Yeah.
with what's her name that beat you
Did
just
you
with like a
say that
250
if you
rev rate.
had 100 less revs or 20 miles an hour that it would work?
yeah, if I had a
So see,
250
I'll
rev
be able to
rate,
touch on that.
if I had a 250 rev rate
I'm
or
around
threw at 20 miles an
325,
hour,
about
the Zen
325.
would be awesome.
chat.
Yes, Joe, you missed John becoming a free agent. We kind of announced it earlier.
Yep, that was announced at the beginning of the stream.
It was a
But yes,
separation on my part.
Yes,
I just-
Jonathan's a free agent.
Yep.
So the free agents outnumber the staffers now,
Yep.
Yeah.
at least at
But
this table.
just know,
Yeah.
I can't wait to put my hands in one.
at least
and
for
I'm gonna
now.
show you why.
At least for now.
Yeah.
Hopefully for not much longer. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah, yeah.
All good, Joe.
Guys, I'll be back live in around September to make an announcement. So.
Yeah. Whenever everything blows over.
You mean next December?
Yeah.
Dude, I literally I almost spit water all over this table.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's electronic
In September, I'll
devices, what are
make
you
an
doing?
announcement for 2022.
Like him.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk
not
about
even
some
at the
more of
same
the free agents. So obviously Andrew
Yes.
Anderson to Motive.
We talked about
Going from
yeah.
7 brands to 1 brand. There's either something he really likes about the equipment, or they offered him a gigantic contract.
Yeah.
It had to be the contract, because if he didn't like Radical, there's no way he's gonna like Motive.
He just got a title.
Yeah,
last year, too.
That's
So,
accurate.
what he got He got the doubles title
Right
with
there.
Chris.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Correct.
So yeah, that's
And he came up
What
clutch.
I'm saying is that a lot of these Brunswick balls are very early, very rolly. They don't really boom a whole lot down lane. So from him to go from the Brunswick to Motive,
Saying
it's not a big leap.
that even goes
It's
back
not-
to one of the comments about the different shapes that the equipment makes. So like you said just then, Brunswick, a lot of the time, all 7 of those brands tend to be pretty early and slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and the Radical stuff and the Venom Shock are kind of. I mean, I see a kind of a similar motion from those, or
Yeah.
a Venom Recoil, or
I was using
he
my.
had to get the bag.
I was
kind of a
using
Jackal Ghost, but
I was using a Venom Shock and an Intel Pro SE as a 1-2 punch this past summer for a while. So.
Former staff hype guy. The Venom Recoil is good.
so yeah, it's not
Carry on.
it's not a big jump going
That's one
there,
of
and he
my
probably got a
favorites.
good contract. And then the Anthony Lavery Spar thing to swag, it had to be another contract thing, just like. Well, it had to be somewhat a contract thing, but also somewhat Anthony Lavery Spar looking to break away from the pack, since now he's Storm now. He used to be 900 Global, and so they had the few over there, which was him and Daria and Sean Rash
Chris Barnes,
and
Trey
Chris
Ford.
Barnes and Trey Ford, and it's kind of like, okay, well that's global, but now they're all kind of together, and so all of a sudden you go from this company where you're kind of one of the guys to a bigger company where it's like, if you're not Belmo or Jillian Martin.
Yeah.
That's a wide range there.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, if you're not Belmo or 16 years
It was-
old, then
It's not so much a power move, but I would call it a power move on Swag's part to be able to pluck a guy like that away and say, you're the face of our brand. Now go get it, make us
it's
big.
kind of a power move on both parts, because
Yeah.
it's a risk for him, it's a risk for them. Marshall Kent going to Big Bowling was a big risk, and unfortunately COVID kind of derailed that. But
Yeah.
and there's been rumors about Big kind of shutting down or not being a thing anymore, but they do have
So they got a new ball
They
coming
have
out.
a couple
do
of
have
balls,
new
yeah.
balls coming out, and so Big's not done yet. They hit a major kind of speed bump.
I think it's because they tried to come out when COVID happened.
Well,
Yeah.
that was just unfortunate
Yeah.
timing.
They actually
were getting,
have.
they were getting ready to go big.
Their staffers are actually throwing several balls the other day. Dude,
Really?
Their staffers are actually throwing more stuff than what's out there. So that's the one
Oh,
thing
yeah,
about
yeah.
there's a lot of big balls out there
Throwing
that
a
they're
lot
not
of
throwing.
unreleased balls.
Yeah. And so somebody else asked too. Oh my gosh! Somebody else asked earlier about the big bowling staffers. No, they can only throw urethane from other companies because they do not have a urethane option. And on tour, it is a must.
Oh man, I'm gonna put this right to Luis. So are you guys just dissing JR or tired of being compared to him?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. JR, if you ever watch this, it's not my fault.
who's JR?
JR's not gonna watch this.
You'd be shocked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
If you ever watch this, Riley and I are innocent.
Yeah.
I plead
No,
guilty.
it's
You're
just-
terrible.
JR has a different way of looking at things, and I've kind of gotten his wavelength now after watching some stuff, and we had a discussion over ball charts or kind of like ball rating systems and whatever else. And he sees ball reaction differently, but he's also more of a player. He's one of those guys where he sees the ball reaction he needs
will
to see
find
to
this.
score. He's got 6 regional titles. So he's more on the bowling side. He's a bowler that kind of does content rather than somebody that's really on the tech side of things doing it the other direction. And so Pete Weber kind of famously doesn't have any clue about ball reaction, ball tech, whatever, ball makeup. He's ball reaction, yes, but he's like, I need this look. Get me this look.
He doesn't know
thinking,
the tech.
Yeah, he's not thinking, okay, well, I need this cover formula, and I need a 252 RG, and I need this, and whatever else. And so he's looking at it from a ball reaction perspective, and not a.
Yeah.
And people diss JR in his Nova video for saying it was a solid the whole time, but that's just kind of the point. Is that it kind of rolls like a solid. To be fair to JR, it kind of rolls like a solid. It's not a solid, and people are, oh, it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
But JR looks at it from more of a performance type of basic general ball reaction. He's not going to get into the cover types or the cover formulas or the whatever else. He's going to throw the ball and see what it does.
Yeah.
And then based on what it does, he's going to give his feedback on that. He's going to dispense with all and like he says, he likes to keep it simple. But when you keep it too simple like that, when you are in kind of a review, technical, whatever kind of sense, when you do keep it a little bit too simple, you miss a lot of the nuances that, I mean, for him, he says the Isle Synergy is one of the strongest pearl balls he's ever thrown. It's a hybrid. And it's not anywhere close, but when you're on drier lanes, it's going to out-respond a lot of stuff. So it's going to seem a lot stronger.
Yeah, but just go look at his Excel spreadsheet, man. It'll tell you it's the strongest ball.
So the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
There's-
especially when you when you make no difference between symmetric and asim, and
and cover formulas.
Okay, now you did
and
just
then
about.
pearl solid and hybrid is the only thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
JR, I'm the only guy here that's being nice.
Yeah, so
I know,
there's a concept that I've kind of been tossing around in my head. So I think I may have actually mentioned this in a video on my channel recently. But so I just watched the original Matrix trilogy for the first time this year.
Nice.
Yes, I do not get out much. Don't look at me with that tone of voice.
If you don't know much, then how did you not watch it?
No
It's
comment.
also not a trilogy. There's 4 movies.
Well, yes, I haven't seen the 4th one yet, but I said the original trilogy. Lou, shut up. But there's the scene with the Merovingian in Matrix 2,
Yes.
where he gives the speech on causality.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was something that actually has kind of been kicking around in my head ever since I saw it, because I'm a very very analytical guy. By day, I majored in statistics in college.
Yeah.
I'm a statistical programmer for my day job. Like, if you want a numbers nerd, I am your numbers nerd. But when it comes down to it, in the heat of the moment when I'm in competition, the numbers mean approximately jack shit.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
the why does not
Demonetized.
matter.
Well, and
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well-
But it's like, I'm not wondering who I'm, like, aside from the transition from game 1 to game 2, I'm
Buddy,
not at all worried
what are
about
you
who
doing,
I'm
buddy?
following or what they're doing.
Hi.
I'm just
Talk
worried
tomorrow.
about what is and what the
Go both
adjustments are.
Go down
So, I mean,
tomorrow.
it's,
He hasn't
ob-
asked.
obviously there is a,
He's asking me, you want to go outside?
there's a,
I've been letting him out, I just haven't.
he
Yeah.
always comes to me because I'm the pushover. Just like our daughter always came to me because I was the pushover.
so there's
Like my life.
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, I get
Oh,
the
man.
idea of, like, in the I think there's a place for both sides of it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a place for being able to dig into and understand why things are happening. But when you get down to it, when we're in the middle of bowling tomorrow at Olathe, I'm not going to be worrying about the why at all. It's just the what and what the moves are.
Yeah,
So
it's,
it's-
this ball's too strong, this
Yeah.
ball's too weak. And if he throws an altered reality versus a UC2, he's going to go, oh, well, I mean, the UC2's faster, but the altered reality, it hooks a lot more. And that's more helpful sometimes to the regular bowler than, well, I mean, the altered reality has a stronger cover formula than the UC2, and the RG is this and that. And so he keeps it simpler for the average bowler, but we think that sometimes he misses some of the deeper, more nuanced side of things, and it's to each their own.
Yeah. Aaron actually just said it really well in chat. He said there are so many variables in bowling that the numbers help us make sense of each of them, but a holistic picture sometimes is needed rather than a hyper-focused look at each, decimal change in either direction.
But
Yeah.
to what Lou said, Stop comparing us to J.R. Raymond because we do things completely different.
Yep.
The way that him and I attack things versus the way that J.R. attacks things is completely different. We're not close. We're not similar. We're not whatever else. So we are not J.R. Raymond. J.R. Raymond is not us. So.
All right, on to our
Yes.
Yeah.
our next signing.
Moving along. I
So-
think a couple of the bigger ones once we get away from the guy side of things, because some of them are kind of like, okay, well, they move from AJ Chapman to Ebonitis. Anytime anybody leaves Storm, it's kind of surprising because it's the big hype brand. It's
Yeah.
definitely best for videos or whatever, because I think Luke could tell you, and Tamer too. You know, when you put out a Storm video, people are just going to watch. You put out an Ebonite pivot video or something, nobody cares. So
Yeah.
just to be quite honest, and the numbers tell you that it's not even like we're just like I'm a Storm guy, so I'm just talking crap on
So,
everybody
yeah.
else. You're unaffiliated, and it's just
Yeah.
kind of like, okay,
So
when
view-
I post a
viewer
freaking
counts-
Nova video, I get this much. When I post an Ebonite Paragon Polaris, whatever the crap, I get this many.
Say numbers don't lie.
So yeah, it's just where the public interest is, but that.
You know, someone just mentioned JR Pro Shop. I like those guys.
Yeah, JR
I
Pro
think-
Shop's a different story.
That's
Yeah,
top shelf editing there.
because
Yeah.
I think Jordan is such a cool guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and he splits the gap between being entertaining like Darren Tang, but still giving deeper, more. This ball's a little bit sooner. This ball's a little bit smoother. He kind of still gives you information without like the dry details. When I'm spitting out numbers and I go back and listen to it, I'm like, I don't even understand what I just said.
Yeah.
But
But it's too is like finding people who see things similar to you. I think can be a very helpful perspective as well.
yeah, definitely.
It's like you remember when I first started coming out here to Kansas City.
Yeah.
You and I had to learn how to talk to each other.
Oh yeah, because that first weekend when I told him, Olathe East, the move is always inside.
Well-
You always move left and hook the lane.
It still was just not in the way that I thought it would be.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like even transition management, you and I think about it
Oh,
differently. You have
completely
different
differently.
words to talk about it.
Yeah,
And so it was kind of learning how to work together. And I think
Oh, Tobias is mean.
yeah,
6R2S.
yeah.
We've got to get
Hang
Lou
on.
out. We've got to get
where's
Lou
the
out here to
where's
play
the band
tournaments.
button? Where's the band button?
Got to get you
yeah.
out here to come
But-
bowl like a weekend.
But with all of that said, is like I think finding people who you can learn more from
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of how they throw the ball and or how
Yep.
they see things.
Yep.
I think is incredibly helpful, and I think that's why it's great that Lou, you and I see things somewhat differently, ball to ball, in terms of like how we assess ball motion. You and Luke see things differently. Luke and I see things differently. And there's all these different perspectives, and I mean, I would argue that some are more correct than others, but at the end of the day, bowling is not a game of how, it's a game of how many. And it's about knocking pins down. If you find a way to do that more effectively, then
Yeah.
more power to you and finding the tools and the resources to make that happen.
Yeah. 100%.
At the end of the day, that's kind of what it comes down to.
I asked Brad Miller this one time.
Never heard of her.
Yeah.
Who?
But he had spent a lot. He's gotten to be pretty close with Norm Duke and has spent some time down at Norm's house in Florida and whatever else. And I said, so when you're listening to, you're talking to somebody like that, you're listening to somebody that has that much experience and then has that much to offer, but is still competitive. Like, he's not going to give away all his secrets. He might teach you some stuff, but he's not gonna give all his secrets away because he's still competitive. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to give anything away. But I said, how much of that stuff is general stuff? How much is Norm specific? That's the way Norm sees stuff, and that's the way Norm talks. So how much stuff can you absorb? How much stuff do you think is actually real? How much stuff are you not going to understand? Or how much stuff is he kind of throwing some misdirection your way? And he said, well, it's really interesting is that everybody out on tour, especially the guys like that have their own, the big names that have their own styles, Norm Duke, Pete Weber, Belmo, the big names that win a bunch, Jacob Buttroff, that and the Mark Ross of the world that don't really do a whole lot right. Walter Ray Williams has one of the worst mechanical games in the history of ever. It's awful. his head bounces all over the place, and he's got that figure 8 thing, and he goes and
then when he flies up, it's like he yanks up out of it.
now he's his arms like 3 feet away from his body, and he kind of wrenches over it and whatever else. But
So
he
dang accurate,
never misses. And what Brad said, he's like, well, the thing is, they talk their own language. He said, what I figured out is that Belmo and Norm Duke can be talking about doing the exact same thing, but the way they do it is completely different. The way that they see it's completely different. The way they talk about it's completely different. And so it's learning to interpret things and kind of, go your own direction and figure out what works for you. And this is something Rick Benoit talks about a lot. He talks in riddles all the time, and he's one of the smartest guys out there, but he kind of gets lost in his own verbiage sometimes. But he's really big on individuality. He's not one of those coaches that's going to say, okay, well, we need to reset you and we need to start you over like some of the collegiate coaches do. You can tell, especially some of the ones that came from some of the women that came from Nebraska in the 2000s. They always did that, and then down at Liz Colkin talked about having to do that. And if you go back and watch, there was a collegiate show that was really kind of funny, where all of them just, they do that and then they drop straight down and they're all like frickin' robots or something. Rick's big on individuality and doing what you do best and maintaining the artistry of it. And so that's where I think a lot of this extra comes from, and that you're going to see stuff different. You're going to see stuff different. We're all kind of describing the same things. It's just looking at it from a different perspective. So.
Yep. Should we get on the women's side of things here a little bit?
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
That's where we're going with that.
Some of the bigger women's.
Shannon O'Keefe, Brunswick to Rotogrip. Missy Parkin, Columbia to Storm. Sydney Brummett from Storm to Hammer. Clara Guerrero from Brunswick to Storm. Those were the 4 big ones.
It's kind of funny
I
that
think that was the biggest one, Clara Guerrero.
Yeah,
because Clara's been with Brunswick.
Yeah, that was a
C300. Yeah.
that one shocked me. I'm surprised they didn't get more of an
Missy
announcement.
was the two, like.
Yeah.
Missy was a big shock too, because Missy was Columbia forever too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think Clara's
Were
probably
those two
been.
ever with anyone else?
I don't know.
I don't think Clara's. I mean,
Yeah,
she's
Clara's
been
been-
with.
Columbia, right?
I mean, yeah, it's forever. And Shannon O'Keefe used to
Yeah.
be with Rotogrip back in the day, and I'm kind of surprised with the whole Chaffney thing, with as close as she is with Stephanie Johnson. I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't happened before this. But I think, again, there's certain things where from a Sydney Brummett perspective, she's up and coming. She bowled for Wichita State. She's in Wichita, as far as I know.
I think so.
Yeah, but she's all over the place doing stuff, and she's kind of getting into tour life. So for somebody like her, the Hammer thing is going to be a good deal because it's good equipment, number one, but it's probably a better contract than Storm has to offer her. And so at that point, it's kind of, okay, well, I'm going to take the contract for now and whatever else.
It's kind of funny that her and Nick Pate both signed with Hammer in the same day too.
Yeah, well, they're dating too, so that's a thing.
Boom, here we are, twinsies.
But Shannon O'Keefe, on the other hand, is kind of like, well, she's winning right now, and so if she sees any glimpse of, and especially with her being so close to Stephanie Johnson, talking about stuff all the time, if she feels like there's better ball reaction to be had for her, not just because it's Storm, but most of the women bowl with Storm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if she sees better ball reaction, even if her Hammer contract was better than what Storm's offering her, she's in the conversation a lot. She's winning a lot. She's going to continue to win a lot. And so if she feels that Storm stuff gives her a better chance to win, she's going to just go for the ball reaction.
Now I have a question. Do you think, because a lot of the women do throw Storm brands on tour, do you think a lot of the women throw the Storm brands on tour? Lou, you can even pop in on this because it gives them more pop down lane with the.
Yeah, I really think it is.
What do you think, Lou?
I really think it is.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, because the Storm stuff, it does punch harder.
Well, I think Storm does have plenty of controllable options, but the stuff that they have that pops or that punches more than other brands. So I think if you do need something like a Rubicon, it's kind of, or a Rubicon or a Reality or something like that. some of the other brands just don't have stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the guys
The
side,
recoil was a Diet Rubicon. That's about as close as
Well,
anybody's gotten to it.
somebody like AJ Chapman, he doesn't need half of our catalog. He doesn't. So him going to stuff that's a little earlier and slower is going to help him out because he's got built-in ball reaction. He doesn't need again half of our catalog. Him going to Ebonite, in my mind, makes a whole lot more sense because he's got stuff like a Power Torque, which we don't have. We have something kind of similar.
No, I would argue we actually have something really similar, the Helios.
Yeah, but it's
The Helios and Torque are actually really, really similar.
The Helios is cleaner and pops more for me.
I see the Helios get down the lane just a little further, just a smidge.
Yeah, maybe just like 6 inches further and a touch
Yeah.
faster. They're
But,
really close. I have both of them.
The
it's-
Paragon.
Just from everything I've seen, like even
Fair.
me throwing the Power Torque, it's
Knockout.
It's it just sees
But
the
I
lane
mean,
pretty.
we have the IQ
Well,
Tour.
no, they discontinued the
too.
knockout.
Oh, well, whatever.
Like for me, for example, there's a
I
big reason
can't
I've
keep
drilled
up.
a bunch. I'm gonna drill a bunch of Brunswick stuff is because it sees the mid so much better for me.
Yeah.
That I need that little extra help because I don't have a huge rev rate and ball speed, so it just sees the mid lane so much better. Where it'll be the sports stuff is where I'll notice the most challenge stuff, but like house and stuff like that. I mean, I'm still gonna drill some storm stuff, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be partial to
Now-
anybody. Whatever's the best.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a question for you guys. So
Yeah.
speaking of lower rev rates, do you think we're going to see more more urethane on the ladies tour now that the UC3 is? I'm not comparing your rev rate to the ladies tour, Jonathan. I'm just saying.
Ouch.
Bro, I thought we were friends.
That's cold. That's as cold as it is in Kansas.
I thought we were boys.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's actually-
Do you think we're going to see more urethane now that the UC3 is a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
I do as well.
Yeah, I really do. What do you think?
Well, I think between the use is Radical PWBA approved? I forget.
Yes.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last I knew.
So
they
I
were-
Every
think
Brunswick brand is
between the
PWBA
UC3 and I don't even remember what it's called, the double cross. Yeah, between the UC3 and the double cross, I think you're going to see a lot more urethane on the ladies tour now.
Well, there's only going to be real urethane usage out of the double cross.
Yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Whatever.
No. So
That's radically
that-
savage.
Radical says that the double cross has the highest differential of any urethane, right? Which
Luis
is
chose violence
Any
today.
real urethane
violence.
ball.
COVID Lou chose violence.
Yeah.
So what?
No, so my whole thing is that by definition, urethane balls absorb zero oil, right? Not a little bit,
Correct.
zero.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so currently right now I have drilled a pitch black, fast pitch, UC3, purple hammer, purple tank, and I think one other ball. And they all absorb some oil.
Yeah.
All of them. My purple tank absorbs oil, a little bit of oil. The new purple hammer absorbs a little bit of oil. Pitch black. So none of them are urethane, by definition.
Well,
So for Radical to come out and say that, it's kind of weird.
but also, all balls are urethane by definition. They just have additives.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another Rick Benoitism. It's like, what exactly is a reactive ball? They're all urethane. It's like, yeah, we know, but whatever.
So what is? I mean, I know we're still going through the changes and everything, but what is everybody's shock of the day? Men's or women's side doesn't matter. I mean, we all.
It has to be Lavery Spar.
Okay, how about the women's side? What do you think?
It's
Shannon.
I
Clara.
think
You think it's
Yeah,
Clara?
it's
What about
Clara
it's Clara.
for me.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go with Clara as well.
Because Shannon, I can see that making sense.
Yeah,
That's just
Clara has been Columbia forever.
Yeah.
Same with Missy Parkin. It's either Missy
yeah,
or Clara.
Missy Parkin's another big one too, and I think that's kind of one of those things is that Missy and Clara are still enough in their kind of prime, or they're still super competitive enough. And Missy's actually been bowling really well this year. She had the baby, and then she took some time off, and then she bowled really well this year. And Clara Guerrero is still, I mean, she's older than I am. She's like,
Is she?
I think so. She's 41 or 42 or something. She
Really?
doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't look it, doesn't seem it, whatever else. But yeah, she's older than I am, and she's she's still rocking it. So, and Shannon O'Keefe is almost she's like Shannon O'Keefe's 36 or 37.
Stabby's been watching too many Radical videos.
I mean, one of the
Clara
ones,
Guerrero was born in 1982, so she's 39 years old.
Okay, so she's 1 year younger than I am, and Shannon O'Keefe is not that much younger than I am either. And so they're still kind of running things, and especially on their national teams. So, I mean, yeah, Clara's been on the Columbia national team since for 20.
Shannon is actually older. Shannon's 42.
Oh, okay.
Is she really? Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't realize she-
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so I
January
mean,
27, 1979.
yeah, so I mean, and she's still winning. She's still factoring in big time, and I think that they want to win right now. They're not worried about anything else. They want to win, and Storm probably has the most diverse range of ball reactions, because you can think of Motive as does something really well. The Brunswick brands do something really well, and Storm is kind of, holy crap, we got all this really, really flippy stuff, and then randomly we put out an Omega Crux that rolls at 30 feet, or a Zen Master that rolls at 30 feet and tries to back up. So, hashtag diversity.
Yeah.
But,
Something like that.
yeah, again, so it's, I don't know, I think,
oh, see, to me, on the guy side of things, you guys probably aren't going to agree with me, but one that was kind of made my head scratch, and I was like, okay, why, was Nick Pate.
Yep.
that one's really confusing.
Nick Pate, because he didn't have, last year, well, let's just be honest, last year's tour season sucked. I mean, it was with COVID and everything, and them not
Yeah.
doing a full.
And then,
when
we
you
saw
bowl,
the
yeah.
same 8 people
I'm gonna try
on
this.
a million different, it's
When you
amazing.
bowl a week, then you're off for 3 weeks. It's not a tour. I'm sorry.
It's not quite.
It's hard to me. To me, it's hard to get in the rhythm when you're not doing it week in and week out. Am I wrong?
Really is good.
I mean, yeah, you can practice and get better. Lou, what do you think? I mean, when it comes to the tour, not having a consistent
Yeah.
week-to-week tour is it's hard to get a rhythm.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, this year's tour season, especially like Belmo couldn't come into the States at all this year.
Nope.
So a lot of these tournaments where Belmo wasn't even allowed to compete in it.
Correct.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, and it's the Nick Pate thing though. While I was touching on that, was it's not that it's a bad move for
Didn't he just win
him.
a gold medal overseas
Yeah.
somewhere?
Yeah, just at the
Yeah, I think so.
The Pan
the Pan Am Games.
Pan Am
Or
Games.
was that Costa Rica?
Yeah,
think
no,
so.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's the,
buddy.
Central
I
America.
don't know.
Buddy.
I just
Storm dog. Come on, buddy.
I thought he was fine
Storm
with
dog.
the Storm
Come
stuff.
on,
I
buddy.
mean, he just made a TV
Come on,
show
buddy.
and they actually had
Come
a
on.
real tour
Come on, buddy.
season.
Come on.
Yeah.
Storm dog.
Um,
Come here.
I mean, he shoots 300 almost every week on the tour.
Come here, buddy.
It's ridiculous.
Storm dog.
But
I mean,
he almost
you know,
broke the
someone like
Yeah.
someone like Nick Pate though, he does like throwing a lot of urethane.
Come on, buddy.
yeah,
Maybe he just wants to throw a purple hammer.
Come here.
you maybe.
Even then, like he
I mean, you
used
can't
IQ
blame him. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
he used IQs a lot, and Brunswick doesn't have an answer for those. So
Buddy.
Yeah.
There's your
That's-
good buddy. I know.
kind of a question mark.
I mean, it depends on the solid. The Obsession Tour is the closest, but it's an ace. It's an ace
way
version
earlier
of
and
it.
smoother than
I love it
than
when
a
I've thrown
Pearl.
it so
Yeah.
far. So
No, I'm not saying it's a bad ball. It's just that the Obsession Tour is way earlier and way smoother than an IQ tour. IQ
hey,
and a Pearl.
so many more people missed
Yeah.
this. I'm sure I was late, but Hawes, what are you looking forward to drill and throw in 2022 at least while still a free agent? Zen.
Swag.
yeah.
Yeah.
Zen. I want to drill a Zen. Really bad. I mean, I'm curious to see what else is coming out, but no, the Black Widow 2.0 I'm really excited for. A Zen I'm excited for. We
Yep.
touched on it a little bit, but definitely a Zen. Oh, and I'm drilling a Purple Hammer, so.
Yep.
Mic drop.
Yeah, shocker. Is,
Um,
is it a Mexico or a Hopkinsville?
I'm working on Hopkinsville, but this one will be a Mexico.
Fair enough.
Mexico one.
Yeah.
I think
It
I
was-
think the Mexico will actually read a little better for you because it's a little more definitive. But
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
I
for it.
like the older feel
Yep.
urethane, and that's why I like the Hopkinsville.
And I do
balls.
have a 6-game pitch black that
Okay.
I threw it for Swiss 2
Yeah.
years ago. That's the only games I've had on it, so it gives me a couple of urethane options.
That's fair.
Jonathan,
Yes, sir.
why don't you drill a big bro burn up
Oh, what?
What is that?
That's a swag ball.
Yeah,
or a swag graffiti icon?
Did you
Oh.
invite J.R. Raymond to the chat?
It sounds like I don't. It sounds like something I don't have enough reverence
Hey,
for.
hey,
What's that, JR? My wife didn't quite hear you.
hey,
Oh yeah.
hey, Lou,
Yeah,
drill a what?
Here's 30 seconds of nothing on the screen, followed by one shot with the silver bell.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
The Silver Bell? I don't know anything about their stuff.
Same.
Yeah, there's
The
a
only thing
swag
that I've
silver
ever
bell.
saw from them is, well, I showed it to Riley earlier, that actually looked halfway decent was the Dynamite. The Swag Dynamite actually looked halfway decent, but I don't know. I don't know enough about their stuff to even. He said you want to drill some swag.
I don't know.
Oh gosh, what else we got? I'm sure we got some other stuff. What Lou? What was your? Did you say what your most on the guy side? What your biggest surprise was, other than you said labor spar?
Yeah, other than labor spar.
Yeah, I mean, if it's other than labor spar, honestly, it's Andrew Anderson.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go. I mean, it couldn't have been a ball reaction thing because, geez, 7 brands down to 1. It couldn't have been a ball reaction thing. He must have got the money back, like the NBA handing out 10-day contracts. He must have got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
They must have bought him a truck too.
Oh my gosh.
And again, this isn't me knocking Motive at all. But what I'm saying is, you go from 10 brands down to 1,
It's definitely
or from 7 to 1.
you play from behind, 100% every time. And there's nothing wrong with Motive. It's just it's hard to compete with 3 brands and 7 brands.
Yeah.
So, but
the one thing the tour guys have is that somehow every time they sign, there's a case or 2 of some older stuff
Yes.
laying around. It's like, well, we've got a couple covert revolts left over. I'm pretty sure we got a tribal fire somewhere.
can somebody send me some of those?
Maybe one of those Sigma tours that
Yeah,
laying
yeah.
around. We got a case of Venom recoils and some frickin' OG Supras and
Or they hit up their other staffers asking them for stuff,
yeah.
then they send it to them and get nothing in return. I'm just saying. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it happens. I'm not saying it happened to me. I heard about it.
He's heard from a friend, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard from a friend and stuff like that happens.
It's like, hey, do you have
A little birdie told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
By
birdie
a
told
little
me.
birdie, I mean a huge bird.
Yeah.
A huge bird. Oh, but no, it's been.
God dang
Is
pterodactyl.
is there ever the possibility of Radical B7 not renewing a contract for someone like Andrew Anderson, which leads them to switching brands? Yes, it is 100% a possibility. Contracts don't get renewed always. Not everybody always just leaves on their own.
Usually it's an outbidding situation for somebody like
Yes.
him. For somebody like
Yes, Danny.
Ronnie Russell, or I don't know. I don't want to talk crap on anybody, but
Yeah.
Ronnie Russell hasn't won a lot recently. AJ Chapman hasn't won a lot recently, and then the Ryan Schaefer thing, which we haven't even talked about.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, well, yeah, this isn't working out for us. We're just not going to re-sign you. But for an Andrew Anderson situation, the Motive went out and got him, and then he either said, yeah, this is just the direction I'm going to go, which was kind of a Sean Rash 900 Global situation, where he got the offer from him, and Brunswick was kind of not really that interested, and so he just went. And sometimes people are kind of like, hey, I just got this big offer from this company, and your company's like, sorry, we just can't match that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, okay, well,
Saying Aaron just touched on that in the comments.
Yeah.
So Radical has historically
Thank
not
you,
felt
everybody.
there was a lot of value in Pro Tour contracts. They've been open about it. So I doubt they're willing to outbid a competitor.
Yeah, and it makes
Yeah.
sense. What was it?
Is that heater better?
I've been good. I'm fine.
yeah.
Wasn't sure if it was.
No, yeah, I'm fine. I'm
No,
still in the t-shirt.
oh yeah, Chad asked something earlier. We just went to Norseman earlier, and we found these cool beanies.
Yeah, everybody in the chat's giving me a hard time about wearing a beanie. Like
Yeah. Ours have little pom-poms.
Yeah, we got little pom poms.
Storm dog, buddy.
But no, yeah, we figured we'd wear them, and it is
Oh, buddy.
for those that aren't in our area, it is really cold outside.
Yeah, it
It's
is currently 7 degrees.
that sounds
And
high.
that-
And there's
that probably
15 or
doesn't include
20
the-
miles an hour wind,
Oh, yeah,
which
7,
knocks
yeah.
that down to the wind chill under 0,
Oh, yeah.
probably.
Lou, we're
My-
talking with a wind chill
And
tomorrow,
there's
negative
snow.
25 degrees.
Negative 25. It's
With the wind chill.
45 here. It's 45 here in Vegas right now.
Must
Yeah.
be nice.
I'll take it.
Oh, it is.
But it's a dry heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, high five.
It's also a dry cold though. I guess.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Lou.
People say that all the time. I'm like, yeah, but 120 is 120. Like,
Mhm.
what are you talking about?
I'm sure Lou hears it's a dry heat just about as much as Midwesterners hear. It wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the wind.
Yeah.
That's the common thing here. Is
It does get
Yeah.
really humid here, though.
if it wasn't for the wind.
In the summer, it does get really, really humid. That's what
Feel
sucks.
good, buddy.
But yeah.
Mistle dog.
Anyways,
Where's
sorry.
Mistle? Come here.
I guess we can hit some. Have we touched on anything? Do we need to just hit some?
I think we hit most of the
Yeah, I think
notable
we hit
ones.
most of the big ones. Some of the other ones, again, Sydney Brummett she's still up and coming, so she's going to go with whatever she feels gives her the best
Yeah.
growth
Take it one when you're
opportunity.
What's that?
So I got one when you're done.
What's that?
All right, yeah, go ahead and throw it out.
Who did you expect to either jump ship or move, and who do you think they would have gone with?
Oh, Angel asked, who did you expect
So this is someone
might
you
have
thought would
jumped
move
ship,
and didn't.
or who did you think was going to move and didn't?
And where would they go?
Well,
And
Well-
where would they go?
I'm not gonna say any names, but ever since I left Motive, I had a lot of people message me, telling me how they were gonna jump ship and didn't.
Uh-huh.
And didn't?
And did not.
Interesting.
A bunch said they would and did, but another bunch said that they would and didn't.
Well,
Don't waste my time.
well, we talked.
Yeah. You weren't one of them. You weren't one.
You say you knew what I was. You knew my decision. You knew where I was going.
Ken and
It's funny
McFalls.
because I think everyone at this table knows my situation.
Yep, I do.
We can't talk about it yet.
Yeah, we won't talk
Yep.
about it.
Lips are sealed.
Yep.
James, you leave. Okay.
What did I?
Ellie.
Now, Ken and McFalls,
Meanie.
who's on the eastern coast, he went from Storm to Motive.
Shot 300 today.
Yeah,
with a Venom shock.
Venom shock, so he's already a Motive
Shocker.
staffer.
Shocker. Yeah.
But Tiss.
Hey, I didn't shoot 300 with a shock. I did with
Also,
ghosts.
in other what I think
Punches.
is huge news, but that's more of our not the pro tour, kind of our social media influencer, whatever else. Nick Brown signed with Apparel EFX. He's been a logo guy, logo infusion
Since he
guy.
was 16 years old.
Yeah, they've been SRGBBFS. You go on there. There's logo infusion everywhere. Nick Brown for 20% off. There's 30,000 some odd members in that group. He makes a living off of that group.
Yeah.
And for him to go from a major backing brand like that, especially because I think he was on commission too.
Yeah.
So, and having a 20% off code for a brand is pretty big. Like we do pretty good with the Bowler Smart thing, and we don't have it's actually more work for somebody to buy something with our link than it is to just go to Bowler Smart and do something. Like they have to find our video, find our link, go on to it. They don't get any kind of discount. We don't get a whole lot of commission, but it does. I mean, it's something. It does help us out.
Quick question: EFX, is that run by Brianna Cote and?
Brianna
Okay.
and Randy Cote.
Yeah.
Cote, sorry.
And we announced it earlier, but the three of us are back with Coolwick for another year.
Yeah, and Coolwick's
Best
beyond
best
amazing.
jerseys in the game. I think.
Beyond.
Yeah,
amazing.
I mean, I will say that with Coolwick specifically, the only way I'm leaving Coolwick is if they fire me.
Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah, they're great.
And even if they fire me, I'll find a way to stay on. Because
Yeah.
these, I mean, it's been pretty incredible since because I left Logo Infusion and signed with Coolwick.
Yeah.
And I left for the same reason that Nick Brown left, but we're not going to get into his, that's his story to tell, not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have been so freaking happy.
I was gonna
With
say
Coolwick.
what jersey is that you're wearing right there?
Oh yeah.
Fire
What's
honeycomb.
that fire
Coolwick
honeycomb?
ship.
I really need to get one of those.
The one that's
Yeah.
Luke's skin color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
match it perfectly.
Yeah.
He blends in with his shirt.
Yeah.
It's like camo, actually,
Yeah,
real
yeah.
camo when he wears it.
Yeah. I've got the Belmo Quick Ship on.
Nice.
Is that the Let It Fly one?
No. It's just the regular Belmo Quick Ship. Plus, I've got the Black Label pullover on. It's got this really nice honeycomb pattern on
Ooh,
it.
I
it's
love that.
great.
That whole Black Label is so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
Hey,
frickin'
maybe I can
awesome,
get
and
some of those now.
They
Yeah.
treat us so
Yeah.
good, and you know, Jim, even if Jim, he just shoots something at least once a month and say, hey man, you're doing great, keep it up. If you need anything, just let me know, whatever. And it just, somebody that's high up in the company that you actually know and that you actually talk to. And again, like I said earlier when we opened, they have this attitude. They have a more normal, not bowling company attitude where it's kind of like, if you fail or if you don't succeed or if you don't whatever, it's not going to be our fault.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, they definitely put us in a position to succeed.
Oh, heck yes, they do.
It's
And this is a T-shirt off of the website. You can get T-shirts just like these,
yeah.
Nice. And I'm
all
wearing
different colors.
So that I'm gonna do a shameless plug here. This is actually not a bowling shirt at all. Well, it actually is a bowling related shirt. This is a shirt for a guy named JD Drake. He's a pro wrestler, but he actually just joined my one of the teams that I manage for Bowling Federation. So been wearing one of his T-shirts. But yeah, actually, which actually segues pretty well is so I'm the team president of a team in an organization called Bowling Federation, which is essentially a travel team organization that is owned by Cliff Barnes, who owns Coolwick.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so we've
Yeah.
been getting all of our jerseys through Coolwick for 4 or 5 years now, and they have just been an absolute dream to deal with.
Well, and Bowler's Bar too, like Cliff Barnes
Yeah.
is Cliff Barnes and Jim Nemeth are, you know, right here.
Oh yeah, they're good. It's good stuff.
We've
And I
had
was
a
with the
great
brand.
experience
I was
with
with the brand
Bowler's Bar,
previous
too.
to Coolwick on the jersey side of things,
Uh,
and I was not treated anywhere near the same that I'm treated now. And there's no harm to where I was at before, but
Luke, there is
It's nice to be treated like a human, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
no kidding. One good idea that just came in the chat. Luke needs a transparent baby gecko jersey.
yeah.
Yeah, wife says
Make it
no.
happen.
Space
VJ.
Cat.
Yeah.
No, wife says no.
Names for
What?
consideration:
Oh, I
Cooley,
didn't understand.
Jesper, T. Larson, Kent, Hanrahan.
I guess
I
that
think
was
that's for
the
the possible changes.
People that
Packy's,
could've-
Packy's, Brunswick's not letting Packy go anywhere.
Yeah, Packy's not moving.
Yeah.
No,
He has no issues with ball reaction
Purple
and
Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Packy. Any high rev lefty, it's kind of difficult sometimes for me to, and I've had to rely on stuff like I've been throwing an Axiom a lot lately. It's discontinued, but Axiom, Hustle Camo, IQ Tour, and I've been using a lot of really strong pins on stuff too, just to find some kind of blend. And because ball reaction is not a problem, too much ball reaction is frequently a problem. So
You and I have similar issues there. Too much
Yeah.
shape.
Got it all ish. Close enough.
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Sam Cooley is
He's with
global still.
Global, right?
And Larson just
Yeah,
recently
so-
signed with
Larson
was
Larson?
with, yeah,
He was
he
at
was
track
with,
and went to
Storm.
he's a Storm now,
Jesper-
but he recently joined Storm.
If Jesper
Yeah.
went to Brunswick, I wouldn't really blink because he has the black, or he's got the pitch black,
Yeah.
and that's all he really throws.
Packy's really happy with Brunswick.
Yeah,
so.
Packy is not going to go anywhere. That fits him really well. Marshall Kent, I don't know what Marshall. I mean, he made a gamble on the big bowling situation. Then COVID happened. It didn't really work out, and God, it just seems that way for Marshall. Like things just don't work out, and I feel bad for the guy because he throws it so good, but he does have a pretty. He reminds me a lot of Chris Barnes in his early days, where his head works overtime and kind of hurts him. But Chris Barnes has used that to his advantage in the last decade or so. Like, he's smart, but now he's got the stability. He's kind of calmed down. Chris Barnes has been really good the last decade or so, and I think Marshall Kent's probably the same way. As soon as he mellows out a little bit, as soon as he stops worrying so much about this and that and whatever else, and just throws the ball. Hopefully the big bowling situation turns around and Marshall can be for them what EJ's been for Motive. Hopefully that works out because Marshall's a good dude.
Yep.
But yeah, hopefully big bowling can kind of
And for
Start the wheels rolling.
anybody thinking EJ's going anywhere with Motive, he signed a 10-year contract a year or two ago. So
well, it's kind of like the Chris Barnes and Columbia
he's not
deal.
going anywhere.
Chris Barnes signed a 10-year, $1 million contract with Columbia in, I don't know,
Shush.
2003
Oh, did he
4 or
really?
5 yeah.
Yeah, he was the first $1 million contract. And then,
2003, 4, 5. He signed a 10-year, $1 million
and then
contract.
didn't Malott catch one too with Roto when he first went over? Thought he caught $1 million deal.
I don't know, and I know
He didn't win much before Roto, did he? I mean, he
No.
won a few.
He
things.
got a huge deal, dude. Huge deal.
he got a big deal. He didn't. I'm not sure if he got the
Brandon,
Chris Barnes deal.
So I wasn't in bowling at that point.
Yeah.
When I started.
Well,
I remember
and
when
then-
Chris Barnes signed that $1 million deal. It was massive.
Come
10
here,
year,
doggy. Come here. Come here.
$100,000 a year.
Come here. Come here, sweetie.
Yeah.
Come on. This way.
Jeez.
I
Come
mean,
here. Come here.
even back then, that's
Come here.
big money.
Yeah.
Big money.
Come here.
Maybe that's why they only
Come here,
released
doggy.
3 balls this last year.
Too.
There you
Well,
go.
if you had
Right.
to-
Well, no, it's. I mean, it's changed so much
Oh.
because
Yeah, sure.
Columbia back then was, I believe they were by themselves.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were.
they-
Columbia was not owned by EBI, no nothing. They were
Oh,
by
they-
themselves.
not even by EBI.
No, they were on. They
Okay.
were themselves. So,
You done? Okay.
and he was with Columbia even after the switch or EBI purchased him, and then
I know.
he went to Global. Luke, you might be able to help me with this, didn't or Luke, whoever. He went to Global a couple years after EBI took him over.
Who did?
Barnes.
No, he was with Global before EBI bought out.
No.
Yeah.
Before Brunswick bought
Yeah,
EBI.
before
Yeah.
Because he was still under that contract.
No.
No, he left Columbia like because it was a kind of a big deal because Global was by themselves, number one.
And Brunswick bought out
But it was
EBI in like 2019.
It was a
Oh,
couple
no.
years, no, it was a couple years before that.
When I was on
but-
tour, he was still throwing Columbia.
Well, Chris went to Global a year probably before the whole B7 thing happened.
No, because he was throwing a Respect. That came out in like 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I do
EBI.
remember though that Barnes, when he first got on with Global,
He
he was the only one that was allowed to throw Storm and Roto.
Yeah, because they had a thing especially because Global didn't have a spare ball, and so they did kind of bend the rules a little bit. And I remember him throwing stuff like a Phase 2 and whatever else, so it had to been 2015, 16, 17. But Brunswick bought Ebonite 2 or
Okay,
3
that-
years ago now, I think.
I said that's what I was thinking. 2019.
It was 2019. Yeah.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
the year before
which
COVID.
has been 3 years
Because
basically.
it was before
2.5.
it was before
Yeah.
COVID,
So he
but it
was,
wasn't like
he was 2007. he was still on with Columbia in 2007 is when that purchase happened.
Yeah.
So he was still with Columbia, and so he was under the ABI.
there's no
brand.
chance.
Just showed you 2007.
There's no chance he was throwing a Respect in 2015.
I was on tour in 2007. he was still with Columbia.
No, well,
I'm
no,
talking about-
you're talking about two different things.
Yeah, he was with Columbia when the purchase happened. When EBI
Well,
bought Hammer,
when-
Columbia.
when-
No.
Yeah.
Oh, when EBI bought
When-
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking
when
about. I'm not
EBI
talking about
bought-
97.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
this-
about Brunswick bought.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah,
the
that's
the
what
purchase
Luke was saying. You
before.
guys are having two different conversations.
Yeah.
When Ebonite bought Columbia,
Yeah.
Hammer, and Track.
Yeah, that's when he was able to start throwing that stuff. But I don't think back then they were still allowing those guys to throw outside of their brands.
Yeah.
Because Columbia was still making their balls, Track was still making their balls, Hammer was still making theirs, but the money was funneling up to EBI, basically. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were having a
No,
totally
yeah.
different conversation. I was sitting there, I'm like, no, it literally just was purchased in 2007. I'm watching him throw
Yeah, there've
Columbia
been
stuff.
several different things here.
It's
How
the
many
alcohol.
conversations can you have at
It's
once?
it's the alcohol.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Hold
yeah.
my
It's
latte.
my it's my
the
what
alcohol,
5% pink lemonade cider.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I went a little too hard.
Yeah.
I'm drinking too much water. I'm gonna have to slow down a little bit
Barnes
here.
lost to Kelly Kulik using a momentum on EBI.
Oh, yeah,
EBI
that's right.
Columbia 300s. Yeah.
Kelly was throwing that Ebonite Mission, which I'm referencing in an upcoming review, which I can't talk about.
Ooh. Lou, do you have some good stuff coming release wise?
Where I complain about
Videos?
for a solid paragraph about something specific.
I got a couple things coming out tomorrow. Alpha Crux review.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is
That
that
It's
the
not really a review. It's kind of a clickbaity title. I think the title. Let me see the working title. I have
wasn't
here.
it like best
Yeah.
ball ever or like best
No,
$600 ball
Best
ever?
ball ever?
Yeah, question
Yeah,
mark,
yeah.
exclamation, question
Yeah.
mark, exclamation mark.
So
Eye
the working
emoji.
title I have here: Storm Alpha Crux really worth $600.
Yeah.
Is that the most expensive video you've ever made, Luke?
That's clickbaity.
Luke.
Luke. Louis.
Oh yeah, by far. But I mean, so yes, I spent. I'll tell you right now. I paid $430 for this Alpha Crux, which is a steal.
Yeah, which
Because
honestly,
Currently,
they've been selling them for like $5.50 all day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I sold like 4 or 5 brands of Brunswick used balls that I'll never throw again.
Oh, you can do that.
So the way I see it is,
God, I
I
read that so
sold
fast.
some used balls, got an Alpha Crux. So, I mean, yeah. And then I also got another video, IQ Tour Solid versus Hustle Camo. Same surface, same layout.
Yeah.
First the
Okay.
camo.
Kind of comparing the two.
Okay. Okay.
You know?
So same surface or factory surface on both? Or are you going to look at both
No.
of those?
No, they're both at 2000 finish in the video.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people have been saying that camo's like a mini IQ Tour, whatever,
Sort of is.
you know? And then that's it. I mean, I really don't have anything to shoot. I haven't left the house in 8 days.
So when do you get to leave? When do you clear?
I think tomorrow morning.
Okay.
If I tested right now, it'd probably be negative, but tomorrow morning for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
He's been stuck in that room for what, 8 days now, right?
8 days.
COVID Lou.
Maybe we should
COVID
just
Lou.
maybe we should have just done this the last 8 days. Give
Yeah.
me something to do every night.
God, right?
Pretty much.
Every day.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, now, I'm not too bad now, but like 5 days ago, I would have been ready to fight on the screen.
Yeah.
We call him JR. He's freaking out.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Now
what you
you're
say?
plugging him over here.
Yeah. There are a couple good questions in the chat. Do you think all the brands consolidating to a couple parent companies is good for bowling, bad or otherwise? I think it makes sense from a business standpoint.
It does.
And I think it's kind of sucks for Motive because they're alone by themselves. But at the same time, they kind of don't take shots at other companies. They just kind of operate, we're in this lane. We're doing this thing. We're going this direction. Whatever else. We will, live in harmony with all this other nonsense that's going on. Let people talk about their
Yeah.
brands and their Walmart corporations and whatever else. But I think it's good for staffers, maybe not the general bowling public, because you have Brunswick, which is kind of all the same. You have Storm, which is kind of all the same. And then Motive is a single company, which they would probably be more successful. It would probably help them out more to have more product lines.
Yeah.
But
I think, and this is my opinion, I think that instead of being 3 companies, if there was 7 or 8 companies, I think Motive would be really standing out.
yeah,
I
that's
can agree with that.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Because-
Everybody's. I mean, let's be honest. Brunswick really doesn't have to compete with anything because they have so many brands. Storm. I mean, they're known for what they're known for, and they're good at what they do. And then Motive's just like, hey, we're here.
We're hanging out.
We're hanging out,
Yeah.
and
They kind of do their own thing to a certain
yeah,
extent.
Yeah.
eventually maybe come check one of our stuff or one of our balls out.
I
And,
almost said y'all while looking straight at you. So.
Hey, you know
and
Jonathan, what do you mean one of our balls?
Oh.
You're a free agent.
well, no, I'm saying like I'm just saying like as a motive
In the
like,
voice of Motive.
in the voice of
Yeah.
Motive. Hey, come check us out. If you throw, I mean, if more people threw it, they'd actually like it. I mean, they were.
well, Motive's marketing is really good.
Yeah.
I really like their
Yeah.
brand identity. They know who they are. I really like the pour diversity
Oh yeah. And the
because
smell.
especially with the fatal, yeah,
Love me,
the
love me
smell.
some, love me some Sharpie glue.
Something
bowling
like
ball
the
smell.
fatal venom
It's terrible.
reaction side.
Sorry, I dislike that ball, and I will
They-
continually say it. The
They
fatal
look
venom,
really
fatal venom
good,
is not good.
and some of them I've seen
For
are
me.
virtually all silver. Some of them are all green, or that neon silver green. Some of them are a mix of the two. Some of them are swirled. Some of them are blotchy. I think that with Motive balls you could collect different pours.
Yeah.
With Storm, we got both the Zen Masters we got were identical pours, identical, and
Interesting.
we've seen some other stuff. Most of the time when we get a ball, it looks pretty close to the stock photo.
Close-ish, yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, okay, well, we get another. It's kind of fun to get. Oh wow, there's like I got a phase 3 that's got a lot of that teal in it,
Yeah.
and that doesn't happen very often. Most of the time, it's kind of like, oh, well, this one looks like this one, or this one looks like this one, or especially if you get, you really like a ball and you get several backups, and a lot of the Storm stuff, it's like, well, this one looks exactly like this one, and it looks exactly like
So-
this one. Where Motive pours, you can get all kinds of different stuff.
These are the closest to flares that I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but show them.
But yeah, I'll
Show 'em,
I'll show the
yeah.
camera here.
Yeah.
But even then, it's kind of cool that a lot of those
All right.
somehow,
I tried.
however it works, it looks
I'm bringing
like
seal.
for some of those, like the
My
logos
levers.
are on fire, like the Forge or whatever the
Forge Flare.
Forge Flare, and then there
Yeah.
was the Forge Fire.
The
or,
Forge Fire was the yellow and brown one.
Yeah,
And the
and
Forge Flare is the
yeah,
pink
some of those look
And this
like
is
the
the flare.
logos on fire or something. So
Yeah.
some of those look pretty cool, but Storm stuff looks really, really similar, and it all pops. But at the same time, I like Motive's marketing, and I'm a marketing and advertising guy.
Yeah.
But and it's not just because people are going to buy this because it looks cool, but at the same time, if you have a really good product that's not marketed or advertised well, nobody's going to know about it, nobody's going to care about it. So you can have something that's really good. Example with something like an Insight, sanded sitting on the shelf, it's not going to sell.
Yeah.
It was a
No.
really good ball. Now if you polish it up, it pops. But sanded and sitting on a shelf, a Wild Streak or an Omega Crux or an Insight, it's
They're
not
not gonna do
going
anything.
to
Yeah.
sell, and people are going to miss out
Well,
on stuff like that.
The Activate from Deviate.
Yeah.
Color-wise, it's literally a polished Wild Streak, and I think it was my pick for Shelf Appeal Ball of the Year for 2021.
Yeah.
It's the same color scheme. So
But I think that's good on, if you have a Motive section on your wall, it's going to stand out.
yeah. And one other thing that we were talking about today in Discord was the videos that Justin Wyman was making for Motive
Yeah.
back when he was with them. I still to this day think it's some of the best non-commentary ball videos ever made on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that I don't think other companies really necessarily appreciated the genius of those videos and how much they
I can do
showed.
the best Justin Wyman voice all day.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they.
ball.
This is by far the best ball Motive has ever produced.
That's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
But I think it was very underappreciated, for lack of a better term, was like the level of production
Yeah.
that he put into something that was
Dude, his editing
on the surface
and
very
the
simple,
lighting,
but
everything he did was amazing.
it was just enough to get to the core message, which was showing what a ball does,
Yep.
and showing, yes, it was one tester, but he always had two different patterns, three different
To
layouts,
say, yep.
and comparing to other balls in the
Older.
line. Yeah, and so showing all of that context, and you can get all like. I actually use his Venom Shock video for eye training for myself a lot to kind of
Yeah.
train myself on ball motion
Yep.
and seeing ball motion better. Is there's so much rewatchability. And you watch it once and it's like, oh, that's a good video.
Yeah.
And then you can keep watching and keep watching and keep watching. Luke's videos are the same way.
Yep.
Where there's so much, especially his stuff like the Sport Gauntlet, where he compared
Yes,
the Phase
yes.
2, the
Yep.
Zen Master, the Helios, and the Axiom. Stuff like that. There's a lot of rewatchability there where you can catch all these nuances down the road. And I think a lot of people didn't actually appreciate how good Wyman's videos were in that regard.
One of my favorite videos Wyman ever did. You guys can tell me I'm wrong, but the Jackal Ghost, I could quote that video all day.
That's a good ball. or
This is
good-
by far
yeah.
the strongest ball Motive has ever produced.
Is that the one that he shot on like Mexico City or something?
I
like
think
that?
so.
That sounds
Maybe.
right, yeah.
I think so.
He used patterns like Mexico City a lot for the big gay sims.
Now that I say it, you heard me say the voice, you have to go back and watch the Jackal Ghost Motive video.
Yep.
You'll thank me later.
The only issue I had with Wyman's videos is that he would reuse the same audio for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he would go from like pattern to pattern, he would reuse the same audio. I think that was the only thing that kind of irked me. But his
Yeah.
videos were fantastic.
But even then, you just put it, if that bothers you that much, just put it on mute. And you can figure it out yourself.
That's why I'm saying,
Which
watch
that's
the
actually-
Jackal Ghost video. It was
that's
really good.
something I've actually started doing more when I'm learning.
Fear is the straightest.
Sorry.
I could just keep going, but he's comparing
But
the videos.
that's something that I think Luke's talked about, and I've actually started doing this when I'm learning a ball by watching review videos. It's I'll watch a video once with everything muted, and then I'll watch it again with the sound on. Because, in the case of someone like you, Lou, or like Luke, where you have a lot of commentary involved with the video, is I kind of want to see what it does and learn it with my own eyes, and then add in that reference point of how you see it or how Luke sees it or someone
He's
else.
trying to put it nicely that he finds you annoying. He finds your voice
I
annoying.
said no such thing.
Hey, listen, I cringe watching all of my videos.
Dude, I do too. Like, my voice annoys the crap out of me. When I record a voiceover,
Not just you.
Oh.
But I honestly, I don't even like going back and watching the breakdown pair stuff from Luke and I. I really don't, because I hate my voice. I think it sounds annoying.
Gosh.
I sound like Kermit the Frog.
I got him. I got James a couple good times last night at dinner that
Yes,
I almost had
you
Riley
did.
spitting at his food.
Oh, somebody said something at dinner,
That
or
was pretty
Norseman
good.
tonight that I
Riley,
choked
that
up.
was pretty good.
So, now I'm trying to think of something here that we could do here. Lou, what is?
Oh, I have a good one.
Okay, all right.
While we're talking about ball videos, what was how do I say it? And I'll give an example. I'll give my answer to this question as kind of an example to kind of help illustrate the question a little more. What was one particular ball video that someone else made that has stood out and has been very transformational for you? My answer is Luke's Code Black video, the original review video he did in late 2016. At that point, I had been throwing mostly EBI stuff. This was pre-Brunswick buyout, obviously, because my pro shop guy was an EBI staffer for a long time. And I had kind of been tossing around the idea of switching to Storm, and this was in the era of the Phase 2 and the Code Black, right, when they came out. And here I found this guy who kind of a little dry in terms of how he talked, but it was an extremely pithy video. He gave a lot of really helpful information and not a whole lot of time. And holy crap, that ball looks good. And that was his Phase 2 and Code Black videos are kind of what really got me thinking about Storm in the first place. And I mean, hell, here I am 5 years later sitting in his basement talking about bowling on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I think that was
So,
like I think that was
what
a
can happen to you two.
Look what you started.
yeah. But so that's one that I think was really transformational for me, was
Oh,
finding that and
So-
eventually connecting with Luke.
I have a pretty similar story. Not one video in particular.
Okay.
But when I first signed with Motive, we had incentives for making ball videos.
Yeah.
So I started. I mean, if you go back and watch some of my early videos, they are horrific.
Is that back when
So-
you did it with two people?
The what?
Didn't you do a couple videos back then with you and another guy? Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Raphael. But I remember telling my wife that I wanted to try to take YouTube a little bit more seriously, but I hated my videos. And she was like, okay, would you watch your own videos? And I was like, hell no. You know what I mean? So then I said, okay, let me go on YouTube and just start watching a bunch of different people. And, I had already been watching Luke's videos, and I was like, man, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of what started this whole thing for me was, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm just going to copy Luke, because in my opinion, Luke's the best YouTuber on YouTube, like doing ball videos.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to copy Luke, and then one day I hit him up and I was like, hey, let's be friends.
Yeah, but so
I mean-
I will say is like you, and I know I've heard you say this before, where you're kind of copying Luke and using him as your model. And this is something I have to give you a lot of credit for, is you're copying Luke. You're not trying to be Luke. You are still you are doing that while still being you.
You're putting your own spin on things, and I agree with that.
So my videos now aren't so similar to the way Luke's are, but if you go back like a year ago, I mean, it was a freaking carbon copy, just with me instead of Luke. But I mean, I've never.
That's a part of the development process, though.
Yeah, well, like I've never said, like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, I've never once said that I'm not copying Luke. Like when I first started taking YouTube more serious, I'm like, I'm gonna copy this guy because he's the best. And I got really good advice from a completely different YouTuber who has a ton of subscribers, not in the bowling world. And they told me that if you're going to make it in YouTube, you either have to be the first, you got to be the best, or you got to be different.
Yeah.
And make good thumbnails.
Which I don't. I've been telling you to freaking give me your wife's information so I can have her make me some thumbnails. But in bowling, I was never going to be the first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, well, I can try to be the best, or I can try to be different. So I copied the best, and then became a little bit different. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to jab at your thumbnail game because you always talk about the thumbnails.
Bro, my thumbnail game is trash.
Mine's worse. It's okay.
My wife, any of the thumbnails I've done, my wife did them. So.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I made a thumbnail for the Alpha Crux video. I think that one was like one of my better thumbnails. You know?
Yeah.
I think lately they've been getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, my thumbnail game is trash, dude.
I'm lucky that I don't work on any of the video editing side, so
Rather than I just build walls.
say I have no part in this conversation. I can add nothing.
Well, and see, I need to do like the frickin' Darren Tang type stuff, where it's like the Twitch looking. All you have to do is stand there and do this, and then they put the ball there and ball of the year 2021.
Yeah, you do the typical YouTuber.
Plastic
shock
balls
face.
only for leak tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right?
Yeah,
It's so
best
tough, though.
asymmetric ball ever.
Yeah. It's so tough, and Luke can attest to this. You know, like, we have to drill the balls. We have to bring the camera equipment. We have to film everything. We have to edit everything. We have to, you know what I mean? It'd be, I mean, dude, if I had 1 million subscribers, I'd be outsourcing all of that.
Yeah.
I would just show up and bowl.
Yeah, I mean, and with Darren, he can do that. Like, I don't know if you watch his any of his bowling league videos. I find them really entertaining.
Yeah, they are good.
His editor, Jesse, literally brings the cart that you guys bring bowling balls in.
Yeah.
He has a cart full of camera gear
equipment,
and setup that he brings for all of that.
That's
It's
another
like-
one that Packy's
it's like
really,
just
Packy's
nuts.
really stepped his game up. Have you seen some of the videos he's done with the cameras?
Yeah, Packy's really
Like,
been doing a bunch.
Packy, the
the
videos
house.
down lane and like the shots that he gets right at the foul line.
Mhm.
Like he's really stepping his game up, and the kid's getting better and better at it.
Yeah. Well, the thing was,
And Darren has 39,000 subscribers.
And think how
Right.
fast he's got those subscribers.
yeah, they came really quick.
I mean,
Crazy fast.
I think he's kind of come all out off the Brad and Kyle name too. But
Well, kind of.
I mean, yeah.
He's got a lot of things working for him. Number one, he has an editor.
Yeah.
He's on tour.
He was the first, I'd say, pro bowler to like get Twitch going.
Yeah.
He started doing Twitch, and I think a lot of that crossed over.
I was talking to
Yeah,
Brad about
he's-
that one night with his Twitch thing. Apparently, his Twitch thing is big.
Yeah,
Like-
he's got Twitch stuff.
like
He's
this.
got
Yeah.
So he's hitting the mark from several different points. Me and Luis are just guys that we bowl and we do 100% of start to finish.
Yeah.
Frickin' everything. We don't have an editor. We don't have people that builds our thumbnails. We don't have, we do 100, and we have day jobs. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You gotta
full
find.
time, 40 hours.
Yeah, you gotta find
full-time-
time to fit all that
yeah,
ball
full-time
review
day
stuff
jobs, and we do 100% of everything from the bowling, video production, editing, thumbnails, frickin' everything. And so I was talking to my rep the other day, and telling him, it's like, yeah, man, it's a little hard to balance sometimes, especially the bigger you get, you have more questions to answer, you have to step your game up and whatever else. He's like, well, I mean, can you outsource some of that stuff? And I'm like, well, no.
in. You gonna
I
pay
mean,
for
not
it?
really. Yeah, that's the thing is like, I mean, it's 40 or 50 hours a week for me, and it's not even worth it. If we're being honest, it's not worth it. But then as soon as I have to have somebody else start doing anything for me and I have to compensate them in any way, it's like, okay, well, this is, sorry.
It's not worth it. But
So-
here we are talking to all you guys.
Yeah.
There's a question on here. I don't know if you guys want to touch on this, but the question is there still an amateur staff positions out there? Been trying for a while, and I meet all the qualifications that the companies ask, but for nothing, or companies
Hey,
ask for,
Nick
but
Brown's
nothing.
in the chat.
But what else do I need
Oh,
to do?
Nick
You got a wild Nick Brown?
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up,
So
Nick?
Fred, to answer your question, every company has their own type of staff names. I don't know if they so much have to call it amateur staff or if they
It was
call
with Storm.
do they still have an amateur staff?
Yeah, I'm actually an amateur. That's what they've got me.
Yeah, that's what I was
qualified
as well.
Most of the companies now, though, outside of Storm, are regional. They call them regional staffers. So.
I say, and all the contracts are going to be different. I mean, the main important thing when you're looking for a staff position is can you sell equipment? I mean, that's what the companies want.
That's what they look for.
Is can you sell
Period.
equipment?
Not only can
Yeah.
you sell equipment, but please, if you take a staff position, please be approachable
Yeah, like
and be knowledgeable.
you want to
And
know the
read the
equipment.
contract.
Yeah.
Read your contract. Know what the company expects of you,
Holy
and
crap.
please, if I come up to you and I have questions, and you may not be in the best of moods, you still have to sit there and answer questions. I mean, I've been there many times where I'm not bowling well, and somebody comes up to me and asks me a question about a ball or something. You just gotta smile and
Yeah, you
answer
gotta,
it the
you
best
gotta
way you
suck
can.
it up and
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not easy because you're always on a spotlight. So
Mm-hmm.
That is one
Okay,
thing
so
I don't
I-
miss about being on
I
set.
got a question for Luke here.
All right.
So how do you deal when people come up to you, talk to you while you're filming?
ooh,
That's difficult because, you know, when I'm filming, I don't want to do any more editing than I have to, and so the more film you have, the longer it takes to download on the computer, the longer it takes to chop it up, the longer it takes just period. And so when I'm in the groove of, you know, I'm filming, I've got the camera on, I want to keep going, need to keep going, and if somebody wants to come up and talk, hey, what are you throwing, or what are you doing, or whatever else, I try to talk to them, but kind of I don't say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you, I'm filming or whatever. I just, it'd just kind of nudge them down here and kind of talk to
Well-
them while I'm still kind of doing my thing. So
Well, actually, now that there's two of us, we haven't had the issue.
yeah, it is kind of helpful, and that's what Angel just said is now that there's two of us filming, it's not nearly the issue that it used to be, because if I'm one of us, we only
I'm
have
the
one
bouncer.
camera.
No, I just stare at him.
Yeah, so one of
Mark
us.
Bucks.
So yeah, if she's filming, I can talk to him, or if I'm filming, she can talk to him, or if they do want to talk to me, they just kind of stand there, and I'll throw a shot, and I'll come back and I'll talk to him while I'm waiting on the ball to come back and hitting reset. Which you want to talk about a pro at hitting the reset button? This guy right here,
Yeah.
destroying
Yeah.
reset buttons since 2015.
See,
But-
what you got to do is you got to film in one of those centers where if you foul, it automatically resets.
Yeah.
Oh, they
North
didn't strike
Rock-
step on the line.
North Rock has that.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll just talk to people when I'm coming back and hitting reset, toweling the ball off, whatever else, and try to keep, going through doing stuff. Now I realize with the way that you kind of do stuff, you kind of got to wait until somebody goes away. You can't exactly do what you're doing. Mine, I just get video. I throw the ball, I come back, I write the review, and I film my audio, I chop the video up, and then however much I do my audio, and then however many clips, most of the time I end up with a lot more clips than I have audio for. So I'll chop the back, third of it off, or whatever. But the way that
I can't tell you how many times I'll be in a bowling center by myself off in the corner, sitting on a desk, looking into the camera, talking with no one else around me, and someone will come and stand in between the camera and me to ask me a question.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't see that I'm talking to a camera?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it all the centers you film in are in casinos, right?
Yeah, we don't have any standalone centers.
It must
in
be
Las
the
Vegas.
alcohol. It must be the alcohol, the easy
Yeah.
access to it.
Yeah.
You need
At
to hire
7
Rook.
o'clock in the morning?
You would
You
think
never
so,
know.
but
You never know.
Is his bouncer.
Hey Lou, you need to hire Rook as your bouncer when you're doing video work and.
That's
so-
right.
Yeah.
Anthony Moore, hit him up.
He's the man.
Yeah.
And he do it. He just stand about. I got you.
But
when,
yeah,
is the bloop- when is the bloopers bit coming out? Oh, just check out the Coolwick video with Luke and I. That was great. Good stuff.
Oh
that's
my
fun for me when it's somebody else.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Love it.
That was the worst video I've ever done in my life, by the way.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
terrible.
awesome.
It was terrible.
Shut up, John.
It was terribly
No,
hilarious.
it normally takes me 20 or 30 minutes to film 6 or 7 minutes of audio. So
We're literally trying to read this clip, so we have the computer in the middle of it, and Luke goes, "Okay, just read this, and then just talk."
It's so hard,
I read
yeah.
it, and then I go.
yeah.
So I just start. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
I just start reading a couple words, and you're like, "Shoot, I just forgot what I was
it's
supposed
like
to say."
trying to remember a
Jonathan's
script.
eyes open wide up. He's like,
Yeah.
What's funny
Or
though
if
is
you're
my hands.
Coolwick Quick Chips. Are for you.
You know how many times we filmed the quick ships? Are for you.
Yeah.
It took us like 6 tries.
Oh my
But
God.
Luke and Jim actually got a kick out of that
That's
video, so.
good.
Yeah.
That's
We only got like
fantastic.
300 views out of it, though.
Yeah, but we got laughs for
Yeah.
days, so it's all good.
Oh my, yeah.
Storm
I may have watched half
B28,
of
one of
it.
my favorite dudes out there. Being on staff is a significant amount of work. Too many people think it's free balls, shirts, and bags.
Yep.
No, I mean it's. I'm not going to complain about the stuff I get, but again, it's a lot of work to get it. And like I always say, you get free money at your job too. All you have to do is show up and work for it.
If you want to talk about work,
Right.
put yourself in the role I was in and Lou was
So-
in. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean,
Brand
and-
ambassador
Oh,
roles
the
are
brand
not.
ambassador.
Yes.
And so it's one
0
thing.
out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah. 2 out of
Sorry.
10 would not bang.
And now you want to know why Jonathan's a free agent.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things. Like Darren Tang, bowling is his bowling Twitch, whatever else. That's his job. Packy, his job is bowling. And you know, if I had an extra 40 hours a week to spend on it, or the times when we're like on vacation or in isolation because we tested positive for COVID.
COVID Lou.
Yeah.
COVID Lou.
You have some time to get some stuff done. And then it's kind of like, yeah.
Can't even leave the house.
And then
Yeah.
you
Well-
run out of stuff to do.
Well, at that point, it's kind of like, well, this is okay, but as soon as you have to go back to your regular job, and then there's going to be there's like babies in the conversation and whatever else for some people, not me, but
yeah.
Does 6-year-old count as a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough.
It's me, but
when
sassy.
they're a girl, yes. If
Oh,
it's a boy, they
jeez.
only count for like the first 2 to 5 years. After that, it doesn't really matter. A girl counts until she's like 23.
Oh, I know. You remind me every day. Just
Oh
wait
my
till she's
God.
16.
Yep.
I'm like, oh,
That's my
dude.
favorite thing to do.
Actually, Luke gave me the best advice ever. He was like, "You better hope it's a boy, because if you have a girl, one day some little boy is gonna look at her the way you look at your wife." And I was like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
You didn't make it feel better right there, just so you
Oh,
know, because I
yeah.
do have a 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Reelin, if you're watching, you're going to be a nun.
Yeah, it's gonna.
And gymnastics are done.
Yeah, no more gymnastics.
Yeah. Yeah.
This conversation has now gone way.
Yeah.
So.
Meanwhile, at the zoo.
Mhm.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we're up to.
And then you don't care. Like I have to apologize to my daughter every once in a while because our son every once in a while he's got his girlfriend over quite a bit. And he's gonna be 19. She's in college. They both graduated high school. Whatever, but they hang out here quite a bit, and they just kind of cuddle up in his bed, and they play video games and watch movies and whatever else. Zero chance that any little douchebag would have been cuddling up with my daughter in her bed doing anything. I don't care, playing video games.
Nick Brown, yep, definitely got into that interesting part of YouTube.
Yeah.
So do you know what? Are you guys waiting to find out what boy or
Man.
girl, Lou, or what?
No, it's a boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of
Oh,
course
okay.
it
Nice.
is.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big congrats.
Dodge that
Tell
bullet.
me, tell me you've been live streaming too long without telling me you've been live streaming.
Yeah.
On a bowling channel.
I remember when we
Yeah.
we did the gender reveal and it comes out pink and I'm like, yes, no.
No.
It's terrible.
Actually, I live streamed my gender reveal on my YouTube channel
Oh, sweet,
at the bowling alley.
sweet.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, the gender reveal thing we did, it was kind of new at the time, but I mean, it's been
Do my best Vanna White.
almost 7 years ago. But they
You done?
definitely. Am I?
Yeah.
I can be. He's trying to get me inebriated over here.
Say as I
We got a bowl in the morning too. By
crack
the
open
way.
a blackberry
Yeah.
cider.
Are you
Yeah.
are you
No,
gonna
we have to.
tomorrow?
No, we have to die of frostbite while we
Yeah,
drive to
I'm
bowl.
filming tomorrow morning.
What are you
I
filming?
don't know what I'm filming.
I was gonna say,
tomorrow
what are you
morning, but
filming?
I know that I'm filming something tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. We've had actually. Is this we hit the time where we just hit some questions here, Phil?
Yeah, we just talked some
Yeah, we can talk about whatever. Hit some questions here.
Yeah.
We've taken up Lou's time.
stuff. Yeah. Of course, it's also
Yeah.
only
have
6
so much
o'clock.
stuff to do.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock there.
Yeah,
this
it's
time.
only 6 o'clock in
Yeah.
Vegas, so
Yeah.
Time zones are weird. So Lou, what's I don't know what you have in the pipe, but what's one ball you're looking forward to reviewing that you haven't yet?
The ball that I've been staring at for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Alpha Crux?
No, so the way the camera's set up, I'm like staring into this Nova right in front of me.
Oh, this
nice.
one?
Yeah, it's like,
No.
you know, because of where the camera is.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
have a
so
trash-
for
we
those
have
that
an
can't
actual
see,
trash can now,
we have a
so-
webcam sitting right here
Yeah,
on the
that's
table.
it's really, really crooked.
Yeah,
But
it happens. I
Yeah,
probably
here,
screwed that up somewhere.
Luke, you have your phone on you?
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
send you a picture of the angle that I have here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at Lou there, or he's seeing us there, and we're looking at you there. Okay, and now I've reached cold level. I'm sorry, Turbo and Coolwick, but I'm covering it up.
John is cold.
We do kind of have the back door
No,
open,
I'm,
so
Yeah,
there's
you guys
that.
keep
But
going in and out.
Yeah.
yeah, this is the
What do you?
this is the look that Lou has.
He gets to see a bowling ball,
So, yeah,
John,
he's
and
got
Luke.
a-
He
yeah,
doesn't.
he's got a lot of the Nova.
He doesn't get to see much of me, but I'll peek my head
Yeah,
in there.
he's,
Well, I'm looking at it on the screen here too.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
You
he's
know
looking
what?
at.
He gets to look at me real good, so it's
Oh
all
my
good.
goodness.
No, I mean I'm really looking forward to throwing the Nova.
Okay.
You know, like I don't know. Now that I got to throw the Alpha Crux, I'm like looking for anything that'll be similar to that.
Yeah.
It's
so
very.
I really want to throw the Nova. There's another ball coming out next month or the month after, which I can't talk about. That I've been sworn to secrecy on. That I'm really, really excited for.
Fair.
Yeah, Luke knows what I'm talking about.
I think I probably know what you're talking about too, honestly.
Yeah.
So, but let's just
Really excited for it.
Yeah.
Because
Anybody that gets emails from cheapbowlingballs.com knows what we're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd say on my. Hey, Lou, have you told a Spectre yet or no?
No, I
Okay.
I don't have a Nova or a Spectre. I've been waiting for one of the Bowlers Mart stores near my house to get their seed balls in so that I can pick them up. But none of the pro shops here in Vegas have gotten their seed balls. So
That's fair. Yeah. I actually just pre-ordered a Spectre
Oh my
last
God,
night, I think.
Spectre.
So that's one that I'm actually really, really excited to test out. The Nova looks sick. I just don't know when I'm going to throw it over. Like I've got a Rubicon and a Reality in my bag already, so it's just kind of like between those two.
And an Insight.
Well, I'm not carrying an Insight anymore with the Reality.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
But I
you've
mean,
got
when-
one as you've got
When am
one
I
as
going to
well.
use it between all of those? So
Second time it's done that to me.
that's kind of
Well, I mean-
where I'm at.
let's be honest. I'm never gonna throw the Nova anywhere because where I bowl league, I'm throwing a Hustle Camo on the fresh.
Is that at
Yeah.
is that at Sam's Town?
So at it's funny because Sam's Town hooks more than any center I've ever been at ever.
Sounds like
But
center
there's
has
enough
a bullet
volume
gauge.
in the middle where I can throw some of the bigger stuff. I bowl league over at South Point.
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
no
Somebody has a
volume.
bullet gauge,
I can't throw anything big there.
Dude, I swear
Or Ward Parkway.
the Midwest, at least
Shot.
like Wichita
One
area,
shot.
is allergic to
Summit.
putting down
Or
oil
lunar.
because North Rock in Wichita is one of the highest scoring, most like well kept centers in the world.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Like people are literally averaging 250 there,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
they put
Yeah.
out 18.6 mils of oil
Yeah.
at a 20-to-1 ratio.
That sounds terrible.
And I will.
That is-
Yeah, it sounds
Peop-
horrific.
People in the
Yeah.
Discord
It's amazing.
are
though.
probably tired of hearing me complain about it because
Yeah.
it's almost an every other day thing. But I can't get a ball down the lane there without
Well,
being at fourth
Riley-
arrow.
Riley, if they're hooking that much, why don't you just throw urethane? Because urethane's for light oil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
Don't
him.
get me started on that.
Got him.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
man.
did our pet peeves that one day, and that was one my number one is.
That was your
Yeah.
first. That was the first. You were
Really
jumping to say that as soon as you turned
Oh,
the
I was
camera
like,
on.
Luke's like, you ready to go? Let's go, let's go, let's go.
or I don't know why I'm having so much issue with everything hooking.
Or watching-
Apparently, our stuff just deflects.
Or watching somebody
Yeah,
try
yeah.
and slow wheel urethane all day.
As
Yeah.
you can see, the
You said that in my first shot with the venom shot was
deflects
stuff
more
behind
than
me.
Yeah.
Well, Luke,
Oh, yeah,
we
there we
watched,
go.
so I'm not going to name names, but we watched somebody try and slow wheel a Purple Hammer all day yesterday for 8 games.
Yeah.
On a 40-foot Sunset Strip.
Yeah, Sunset Strip. Yep.
Sunset Strip pattern.
He used to average 245, by the way.
At some
He
point,
also lost
Lou.
his he also lost his mind.
At some point, I'm gonna get out there to Vegas, whether it's during a nationals trip
James,
or
share the
something.
Discord link,
Yeah, I
please.
already
Fred
did.
McGee's
But
one.
I just did
we're
it.
definitely gonna meet
I'm
up
not
at
kidding
some
you.
point.
Yeah, you need to get on our
100%.
nationals team.
I say I've got Bo at the center that I bowl at in
Oh, yeah.
McPherson asking me to
Why
bowl
not update?
nationals. I've got a guy in the r/bowling Discord asking me to bowl nationals
Yeah, you
with
just need
him.
to get out there, period.
So I don't
Even
know. I
if-
haven't
even
ever
if you
done it
suck,
before.
It's a great
Yeah,
experience.
it's not out there.
I shot 1800 for the first
There it
time
is.
ever this year.
So
Left-handed. It's amazing.
What's up, Kyle?
It's gonna be a whole lot harder next year.
Hey, we got a
Hey!
we got a Kyle Davey who is now Dad Kyle, by the way. He
Yeah.
also had a son about a week ago.
We
I
got
think.
the swag guru in here.
Oh gosh.
Oh, gosh. So Lou, you like
Anyhow.
sleep? Do
Yeah,
you like your sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much of that. You better sleep up while you can.
Yeah.
Well, take that COVID time that you've been in that room
Yeah.
and just sleep.
Hey, look, there's a very interesting comment here in the chat. Someone named Luis Naples.
Yeah.
yeah.
He said, "Tell Luke to add
Yeah.
to his nationals."
I-
What's going on there?
I wonder who
know,
that guy is.
I said something to
Who's
our
that
team
guy?
captain. He's like, "Well, let me see if I have the spots for it," and I haven't heard back from him. So I don't. He hadn't even hit me up for anything yet, and this is getting like critical time for nationals money and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Whichever
what's going on
team I
yet.
end up on nationals, I'm banging Thane the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Because it's probably going to go back to regular nationals instead of whatever
Yeah.
the hell we had last year.
I bet it's not. I bet it's gonna be hard again. Or easy.
Yeah,
I bet
that's-
it's gonna be open again. I mean.
Luke be like Luis who?
Oh,
Yeah.
brutal.
No, we're at least
So,
gonna.
it is.
Yeah, we're gonna hit up some. We're gonna hit some Bowler's Journal doubles or something like that.
Hell
at
yeah.
least, so,
Got it, Shimber.
but yeah, I don't know. I might even be kicked off our national team.
But I definitely want to go out and
Probably not.
and meet ups
I
with
shot
some of the people
1800.
that are in our Discord
Yeah.
that are out in Vegas
Yeah,
and
like
meet Lou and
Yeah,
just-
we didn't even get to see
New phone, who dis?
Anthony. Anthony worked,
Yeah.
and
Ah,
then we
boy.
didn't get to see him because of the
Yeah.
time. Just timing.
because we've got people that have come out here for Greater KC, and we've got probably 3 or 4 people that are in Vegas in the Discord,
Yeah, yeah.
if not more.
Yeah,
So-
Lou and Anthony, and then
Yeah, Andrew Valdez is out there.
Yeah,
Chris
LH
Cannon
Cannon.
also.
Yeah, Chris Cannon. Yeah,
Yeah,
LH Cannon.
Chris Cannon. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a whole group of people that I want to go out and meet and bowl where they bowl and see.
Yeah, there's this guy. There's this guy who has a YouTube channel that's out there too. I think his name is
Yeah.
Luis Napoles.
Maybe,
Who is that?
I have no
Who's
idea.
that guy?
No clue.
but I want to go
Wait,
see.
hold on.
Yeah.
Is that the guy who does reviews just like J.R. Raymond?
It must
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's
that guy. Yeah,
I'm just gonna. Once again, I'm still gonna just do this.
yeah.
But so I want to go see what Wildfire Bowl is like because I know
No.
I know Anthony is always talking about how much he loves that place.
I heard he is JR's brother.
Will not be there.
I'm gonna reach out to JR after
you're
this
not-
comes out and I'm gonna say, I promise it wasn't me.
You're not coming with me, Lou?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
No, I will never bowl at Wildfire ever again, ever.
Say every week he's posting his scores and he's like, I just don't know how to score in this building. I don't get it. And it's just I swear he's like, I've tried everything.
Dude, Wildfire is like the weirdest center ever, man. Like, you try to play straight and it hooks at your toes, and you say, okay, I'm just going to bump in a little bit, and
He
you
has
move
some
in, the ball
gauge.
never hooks.
Oh, so it's,
Grab a bigger, it's just,
Oh.
it's a nightmare.
It looks
it's like bowling left-handed.
I said he has
Okay,
a multi
It looks
gauge.
worse than Gage.
I understand that.
Huh?
Yeah.
It looks worse than Gage.
Gauge is brutal, dude.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Dude,
But yeah,
Wildfire
it
is
just
disgusting.
yeah, it's an experience and like
Tobias Nationals is his Wildfire.
Please
this
no.
yeah.
Please no.
No, it's
Well,
like
considering Wildfire is a 16-lane center, they probably have to have 50 squads a day.
yeah.
What could go wrong?
I don't know.
Brent, so we're
Or
impressed with
nationals
that.
last an entire year.
I am
Yeah.
slightly bummed because my group is bowling the late shift both days, which is
Ugh.
half team. It's at 9:30, which is not a terrible time.
Put it more
But-
yeah.
Yeah, say that's
Yeah,
all that's
right.
all Lou is gonna see.
But here's the thing: is those squads are one side of the plaza is team, the other side is double singles. So I'm gonna be missing all of it. Like I'm only gonna have half the side action. So
Man,
that
that's so
sucks.
close you can about smell it through the camera.
And what's
Is
the
that slush? Cherry
say, what's the
slush?
scent on that
Cherry
one?
apple slush. It literally smells like a Sonic cherry limeade.
Yeah, it's
That's
actually smells
exactly
fantastic.
what it smells like. It's amazing.
It's pretty strong.
It looks
Look,
like
I
a
sent you-
pyramid
I
ball.
sent you the picture.
Yeah, yeah. Pow.
You made me look taller though in that picture.
Mm.
I am the tallest guy at the table.
However, yeah, Nationals is.
You were saying?
I'm sitting down.
Yeah, Vegas is a whole different animal. Like for somebody, it's kind of hard to.
Look, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's kind of hard to conceptualize people that actually live in Vegas because when you go visit somewhere like that, it seems it's
Try it,
so much
Joe.
larger than life. It's like, okay, well, you think of this tourist destination and you go there to have fun, but the people that actually live there and work there, it's like, oh wow, you live in Vegas, and it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, this is kind of normal for me. But yeah,
Yeah, my favorite question is, so you live in Las Vegas?
yeah.
No, I just visit frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I helicopter in.
Second favorite question.
With all that YouTube money, Lewis
Helicopters
helicopters in.
Tons of dollars
Yeah.
in YouTube revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Second favorite
right
question.
next to Dan Blitzerin, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Second favorite question. I don't know what it's like, whatever country you're from, but here in America, we don't wear masks.
Oh my god, man. That guy trolls my comment section. He said, I don't know what did he say? He said like, I don't know what kind of communist country you live in, but in America we don't wear masks.
Yeah.
See, that's when
It's
the
like-
hide user from channel button is extremely
Yeah.
effective.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious though because people think that I'm just wearing it just to wear them. I mean, the mask mandate here in Las Vegas is I either wear the mask or I don't bowl.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends, Tom, runs the bowling center at Sam's Town.
Yeah.
So the Nevada Gaming Commission comes in and sees me not wearing a mask, he gets in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Let's say the
So
same
I'm
was
gonna do that to one of you.
the same
The what?
situation was done at Lunar. I think it was Lunar. It was either Lunar or Summit at Greater KC. They're like, put your masks on. We will literally have to close down if you don't wear your mask.
That was Ward Parkway, wasn't it?
No,
Well,
that was Lunar at
that
KC Open.
too.
Yeah, Ward
Buddy,
Parkway is
son,
Ward Parkway.
child.
This last KC Open?
Yep.
Oh.
We didn't go to Ward Parkway for
No.
KC Open. Thank
Oh,
God.
you weren't there.
No, I wasn't because my wife had COVID. I was stuck at home.
Was just their
Yeah, it was
choice.
just a tour of KC.
I got 10 days
No,
off to
I'm
sit at
saying
home and play
Fort
video
Worth was
games.
mandated. They just chose
Nice.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not fun. I was bored.
Mm-hmm.
With Kansas, each county.
Yeah.
dictated
Imagine
it.
being that bent out of shape over a mask. Like, yeah, who cares what you're
Oh
wearing?
my god.
I don't-
It's
I don't-
hilarious.
Fortunately, I don't have to deal with that.
Say if you don't ever show your
But-
face in the review. I mean, I guess you do from behind.
Nobody would just never recognize you in
yeah.
public, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little
Who is
harder
that
with
masked
facial
man?
expressions, and it's easier
Yeah.
to enunciate.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
it is kind
It's,
of personable, but I mean,
it's the worst,
if that's what
man.
you have to do.
Pretty much.
People like, and I comment back and I tell them, I was like, how does me wearing a mask affect you at all?
Yeah. Are you watching
Like, at all.
This is a bowling ball video.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It's kind of like.
Are you
and-
positive?
Yeah, this is
I'm
this
like,
is a.
you see this little microphone right here allows you to hear me just fine, even through the mask.
Yeah.
Shout out to Road, by the way.
Yeah.
We're
Road
using
Wireless
that.
Go
This is-
2s. Check them
And
out.
this is the Rode Wireless Go 2.
It's the exact
Yeah.
same
Hey,
ones we're
Road
using
actually,
here.
I'll give it a shameless plug here. Road sent Luke and I a couple of mics for that purpose. So
Oh, nice. I had to pay for
Hey,
mine.
buddy.
I got a hookup. What can I
He's
say?
got a connection.
Must be nice.
Small connection.
It's small connection. It's my daddy.
Alrighty, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's my daddy.
Considering the thousands that we've already spent, we very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's my dad. My dad works in that kind of business.
What are you
so-
talking about? You get
Yeah.
stuff for free. You're a bowling YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
let me know if you need stuff like that. My dad works in
I
that.
will
Get
go
all that
find
free
My dad
all
works in
of
the
the
industry, so I
darts
can
and
help you
we'll
out.
just stand there.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you not?
Yeah, I use pretty much all Rode everything. I got a wireless go-to. I have a wireless go. 2 lavaliers.
Yep.
Got a shotgun mic.
Yep.
Got it all.
Yeah,
Nice.
Rode makes good stuff.
He is geared out.
They make good stuff. So my dad's friend, a good friend of his, is actually one of their main sales guys. So.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, Rode has definitely gotten a bunch of my money.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dad, if you're watching, tell him they're doing good stuff.
Dad, if you're watching, Rode is the best.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
All right.
All right. I guess about that time to wrap up. We
Shall
got
we?
Yeah.
End it off
we,
there?
Holy crap, we got a rave going.
Yeah.
Deuce, 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 deuce.
Feel like Terry
Sorry.
Crews and White Chicks.
Oh, don't start with that.
Are we
Oh,
taking
yeah.
our shirts off? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
jeez.
gotta have the
Nope.
whistle.
I'm out.
Yeah.
You gotta have the whistle.
Taking our shirts off and working out for
I
about
don't-
7 or 8 years.
I don't know if
first.
Coolwick would
Oh,
sponsor
there it
that
is.
part of it.
Oh, nice.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, days is fast and homebound.
Yeah.
Deuce. I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't see it. I'm
Man,
dark.
oh man, it looks so much better with the lights off.
How's it look?
Yeah.
I'm seriously.
Caution,
you see it?
video may cause
I have
seizures.
no idea.
Storm, what are you doing?
Hey, Storm, come here.
It's just everybody's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a question
So, yeah.
from Jeff in the chat. He said, "Good luck tomorrow. Any pieces you guys are gonna look at out of the gate?"
Shock.
You're a thing.
What a surprise!
Shock.
Yeah. For me, probably my Rubicon and my Altered Reality.
Actually, I lied. It'll probably be a power torque.
Yeah, I've been gravitating a lot towards the ASIMs, and those two have been the ones that I've been using a ton. Gives me a look at a
The
couple
lights
different
make
formulas.
It look swag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's right over Lou's head, so it's great.
Yeah.
Swag Lou.
No, we should have done this the whole time. Like, this looks amazing.
So
It
doesn't-
actually does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It looks a whole lot better.
Yeah. No, probably a Rubicon and an Altered for me. Then kind of use those to feel out the general traction level that's needed and adjust from there. I've got 10 bowling balls with me this weekend.
Why the shock?
I said, why
Yeah.
why would I not start with a shock?
Right.
It's been the ball to start with
Slow
for
your
the
step
past 6-7 years that it's been out.
Pretty much.
Swag
So-
Lou is not a
Swag
thing.
Lou,
But
yeah.
it is when you've got a rave going on ahead of you. It's like
Yeah,
swag, bro.
So, Luke, what are you looking at to start tomorrow?
It's a, what is it, 40,
40 foot.
42.
No, it's 40.
Olathe,
Carbon is
Today,
42.
today was 40.
We didn't bowl today.
Carbon, it's
Yesterday.
10 to 1.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 42
So
to
it's
10 to 1.
kind of it's not house shot.
It's
It's a house
It's,
shot.
it's a house shot, but it's not like a cliff.
Is it
difficult house
Okay,
shot.
Is it
it
9 to
is
1?
a
It's like a
East.
playable house shot, but it's still
We'll be fine.
and like Henniger said,
Sport compliant
yeah,
racks.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. Yeah, when the racks are sport
Yeah, so-
compliant. Yeah.
Carbon is 42 feet and it's 10 to 1 ratio.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the
House
what's volume?
shot.
It's like 23, right, Luke?
Huh?
Lou.
So what?
Lou. What's the volume? It's like 23, right?
I'm looking at it right here. 24.
24. Okay.
24.6 mils.
Okay, close enough. So pretty good
For
amount of volume.
recreational
Okay,
matter.
with
That's pretty
sport
good amount of
compliant
oil.
racks.
Yeah.
So I'll be throwing a shock.
So
and maybe a
surface. We
recoil.
need surface to start.
Yeah.
So shock, recoil, maybe a ghost. It's Olathe.
What
so
else do you need?
fourth arrow is always in play.
Snakes and
I may
snakes and a
throw.
ghost.
I may get right and throw an obsession tour and get on top of it.
Yeah, I've heard worse ideas.
I'm taking some different
Yeah.
stuff.
What are you taking?
I'm
I'm assuming the Spectre is going.
I'm taking a
Yeah,
lot of storm
Spectre's
stuff. I'm gonna
going-
take something from 900 Global.
IQ Tour
Promotion, hustle camo.
Hustle Camo. The promotion may or may
Sorry,
not
we
be
used to have one
going,
option.
but I'm taking a Marvel Max Force.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
is that the
Nice.
one that looks sort of like a shiny Daredevil?
I'm taking a Phase G.
Okay.
Probably taking UFO Alert or STX2, Phase 3.
I need
And
a bigger
that's
car.
How about that
That's
oils ball? That would look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't like that.
probably it.
Justin, he will not be taking his Zen. He does not like that ball.
No, I hate
Can I
that
throw
ball.
it?
For
I
most
hate
people,
it.
Zen ball good. For Luke, Zen ball very bad.
It's terrible. And I've given it 2 balls, 2 layouts.
All right, y'all.
I
Gotta
practiced
go.
with it today, threw it
All right.
fairly
Bye, Aaron.
good. And,
Have a
yeah.
good one, man.
Later, Aaron.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
Aaron.
Thank you. Later.
Yeah, what's up with the winter clothes? It's 75 here. Supposed to drop tonight, though.
Must
yeah,
be nice in
we're
Texas.
kind of repping our new Norseman beanies with the little.
With a little.
Yeah, our
Pom-poms.
definitely Norseman beanies.
Yeah.
Big
and I'm
M.
wearing this
He's
to join
motivated.
Team Beanie.
Yeah.
He's just there, and then Norseman.
Happens.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Norseman.
got my Nintendo Switch on my head.
There you go.
Yeah.
Norseman sponsors the breakdown pair, so they're part of. We
Yes.
advertise for them on the breakdown pair. So, speaking of the breakdown pair, we need to come back. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll be back next week.
We will be back next week in the breakdown pair at same time.
Probably.
Hopefully with some better news on my end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Sure. Sometime around September.
9
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah.
Central Time.
And Halloween. Hey, Luis, the over underline is set at Halloween. I'm taking the over.
Halloween?
Yes.
I'm gonna take this.
Can.
For my sanity, I'll take the slight under.
That's fair, I suppose.
So,
Can't
yeah.
we do
Oh
it
yeah.
Monday
We
or
were
Wednesday?
150 most of the night.
I know.
So
That's
We'll
awesome.
talk about it later.
I'm
yeah.
100% down with that.
Yeah, just
So
put it in your ear for later.
One of the questions
Well,
Lou
how's
said
it
he's bowling Vegas in March. Never been before. Any recommendations?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
which
If
where
it's nationals, bring urethane.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Like a 6
Yeah.
o'clock stream. Be perfect.
Well, no, he's. I don't think he's out there for
Should
nationals.
we
He's just
throw it
going to be
there
out
and see
there
what people
visiting.
think?
It just
Yeah.
says bowling
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah, bowling in Vegas in March. Where in Vegas? It's very
Yeah.
and even at South Point.
Yeah.
Which part of South Point?
Red Rock is awesome.
Are you bowling at?
If you can make it to Red Rock, that place is incredible. It's a beautiful center.
Oh no, he says nationals. There you go.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Urethane.
Control
Yeah.
equipment.
Saturday night's been good.
Something you can control.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely urethane, number one.
Urethane,
Oh, Luke,
IQs,
dude,
and
they-
idols.
They want us to keep doing league night. I've seen that's like the
I
100th
know, I
time I've
see
seen
that all the time.
League night, league night, league night.
It's
You know,
tricky to do.
I started live streaming my league nights on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
And I don't have a mic on or anything. I just turn the camera on and forget about it.
Mhm.
And dude, I get like 70, 80 people just watching us bowl league. It's like the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. We
People
might have,
love bowling.
and that's the
Yeah.
thing is it's just our scratch league is probably a little too serious to kind of turn the camera on and whatever else. Of course, our team has not done that well thus far this year.
Yeah, well,
However,
it happens.
and then our Friday night league is a mixed league that is just crazy, super chill and relaxed. And I don't know, it's already bad enough us walking in there with our douchey jerseys and everything, and so let alone setting up a camera or whatever. But we might figure something out.
Our Thursday league night streaming would depend on the opposing team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really would.
When we bowled Trevor, it was perfect.
Yeah,
Yep.
Trevor's fine. We can definitely do it when we bowl Trevor, but I don't know how many other of the teams during that league would really go for it.
Yeah, Trevor bowling tomorrow's tournament. Yes, Trevor.
Yeah,
bowling
he and
tomorrow's
Dylan are
tournament.
bowling.
Trevor's going for his 4th doubles win in a row.
And he's not going to get it because Riley and I are there.
That's true.
Have you linked yours for the stream tomorrow?
Not in this chat, no.
Okay, so
Let me
why don't
do
you
that
link
real quick.
tomorrow?
Yeah, so one thing we could probably start doing more is, I mean, James has been streaming a lot of the tournaments
Yeah.
because he's been to most of the tournaments. We could probably stream the tournaments. That wouldn't be that big of a deal, and we bowl 1 or 2 a month. So it'd probably be pretty easy to do. Does your team have matching name jerseys?
No, Packy will not be there.
No.
No, we don't do a lot of that. The only thing Luke and I have matching wise is we have Space Kitties. Thank you.
Space Cat.
Lou has one of those, right?
Is
He's
Packy
got a
going to
space
be
kitty.
there?
Yeah, I got a Space Kitties jersey.
Is Packy going to be there? No, Packy will not be there. Brad Miller will be, though.
Yeah.
Never heard of her.
Yeah.
So what ball should I take tomorrow then? We'll close it out.
All right, so we're going to talk about Angels equipment selections for tomorrow, and then we'll get out of here.
Because
High
I
road.
know what I need to do.
All right.
High Road, IQ Tour, Spectre.
She don't have a phase 2 or anything, does she?
No,
Nope.
Hustle Hunter.
Yep.
I don't want to take the IQ tour.
I don't know why you wouldn't
Oh.
take the IQ Tour.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Hectic, Teal
Well, then I have to
Badger.
overrule all 4 of you because I'm not taking.
Emerald is what someone says.
42
Terrible
feet.
idea.
Taking a green ball.
I feel like we need to go back with the raid again.
Yeah.
No, please don't. You changed the color.
Sorry.
Helios, no.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
That one's actually already in the box.
What's the Helios?
Helios.
Never heard of her.
Helios. Never heard of that. Brad Miller.
Who?
If you guys have not seen my Christmas outfit, by the way, it was fantastic. Was it not?
Yes.
I'm not going to share it on here because it had bad words on the shirt.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Well, it didn't, but it did.
Yeah. The Halloween costumes.
Can I share it? Am I allowed to share
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Jonathan
Not Halloween,
and our
my
buddy.
Christmas outfit.
Oh, yeah, the Christmas, the Halloween outfits.
He's one of my good friends, so I'm just gonna share it if you can see
Yeah,
it. Can they see it? Okay.
yeah,
I
they
can-
can.
Yeah,
I'm sure
they
they can
can.
still
Maybe,
see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now his Halloween outfit, him and our good buddy Trevor were Brittany and Tiffany from White Chicks.
Except I had the big chest.
Hold my poodle. Hold my
I couldn't even see my feet,
I don't know what that's like.
and then my calves like hurt for days.
Yeah.
They even put makeup on me.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're in there like
You-
doctoring, putting eyeshadow.
It was pretty good.
And
No,
if you
nobody
follow the
took too
breakdown
look.
pair
Well, the
on
looks
Instagram.
when the kids walked up and figured out exactly what was going on. The second takes is kind of like.
One teenage kid came up and actually named, like, oh,
Oh, you're White Chicks.
Hey,
Yeah.
Angel, you should take this tomorrow.
Yeah.
that's going to
Okay, good.
There you go.
It was pretty good, but like Trevor
First
walked in him pretty naturally.
R2S phase.
Trevor
of
walked in him pretty
3.
naturally, and then like me, I'm walking in like feeling like I'm gonna break an ankle as soon as I take a step. So I'm just like turtling along.
the IQ, right?
It was not good. It was not good. It was the most
Oh,
uncomfortable I've ever been in my life.
Rising, yeah. Thank you,
Awesome, Fred McGee just joined
Not
Discord.
taking that
Awesome,
IQ,
man.
you're solid.
Welcome.
Cool.
Reach out to us. We can answer questions about the stuff you have. Man.
Yep, and you got, well, actually, no, they'll probably charge you.
Just because
That's
it's-
okay.
So-
It's a good time. You'll like
Yep.
it.
We got a bowl in the morning.
Yeah, so we're probably going to shut this down. Thanks everybody for hanging out. This has been one of the best streams we've ever had from a numbers standpoint, and
Yeah.
people showing up and talking, and this has been a lot of fun. We got a lot of people here talking too, which makes it more interesting than me talking and Jonathan interrupting me. So
So basically, a typical stream on this channel. Got it.
yeah,
That sounds about right.
yeah,
Burn.
No, it's not a burn. It's a burn to him.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
time out.
It's a
It's a
self
burn to
burn.
him.
Because
Self-burn.
I don't shut up. It's kind of funny that when we have our breakdown pairs, that people are, it's like, gosh, I really wish that Jonathan wouldn't interrupt Luke. I'm like, well, if he doesn't interrupt me, he's never going to get to talk.
Hey, guess what? I have to break him down.
Because I'm a chick and I don't shut up. So that's derogatory. I'm
We will be
sorry.
back next Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll finally be back next Sunday. And
subscribe to my
we-
channel. Tournament live stream 10 a.m. Central
Yeah,
tomorrow.
James.
You
Whenever we
subscribe to mine while you're at it.
Shimwrecker Enterprises on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. Whenever James is out here, he's the one that streams the tournaments. So if you want to see, and we always bowl together. So if you want to see us, Shimwrecker Enterprises.
If you want to see me fry out over bad racks and throwing it like garbage at Aaron's, then you can go back and watch my stream from Friday.
Yeah, well, just don't watch. Whenever we're on lanes 1 through 10, don't watch. Otherwise,
about 1 through
we'll
32?
probably be okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, 1 through 30.
Don't watch us in front of 1 through 32.
Yeah, and then I
Thanks
might
a
have a
bunch.
practice stream on
You
Monday.
follow
as
me
well.
on my channel. It's under my name.
Yep.
Just go over and follow me.
Yep. Thanks a bunch to COVID Lou.
Heyo.
Go check him.
Anytime.
Yeah,
check him out.
Riley Patton.
We'll talk to him
Shipwreck
again
Enterprises.
in a week or two, or a month or two, or
Hopefully,
I don't know,
maybe we'll have him
whatever.
on a breakdown pair soon.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Lou, thanks for coming on. Been fun, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, anytime. You guys know I love hanging out with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year. We've got a tournament tomorrow. Shimwrecker Enterprises will be bowling. There's 8 games. It's a doubles tournament.
Yep.
Um,
Swag Lou.
Wife is not going to kill Luke. Wife is not going to kill Luke. Wife is not going to kill Luke.
Luke is not going to fry and exclaim profanities all day. Luke
I
is
will.
not going
I
to fry and exclaim profanities all day.
I've never done that.
I'm not gonna say anything about 9 pins because I know I'm gonna leave them. So
Yeah.
You worried about 9 pins there over Aaron's?
Hashtag refrigerator magnets.
Oh, my
It doesn't matter where I go, man. I nine pin everywhere.
Yeah.
Just don't punch
Luke,
both
Tobias
balls.
has the under on Luke
I'm not
frying.
doing that.
I got the under on Luke frying. Oh, what is the under
Yeah.
though? I gotta know
What's-
that
What's
first.
the over under?
Yeah, what's the line on that?
Time out. Before we go, we gotta know the over under on
Yeah.
that.
JR,
How many
yeah.
times or what? I gotta know this.
How many frames in?
JR Annapolis.
Ooh.
And Lou's about to hang up.
First ball is the first ball. I'll take the under on the first ball.
Yeah, he's gonna fry in practice. I'll take the under.
This video.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
even take the alternate spread on Luke frying.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Lou's gonna
Yeah.
report the live stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
But yeah,
All right,
no,
guys.
this has been a lot of fun. Thank y'all.
Yeah, it's been
Thank
great.
y'all for hanging out.
From all of us, thank
All
you
right,
very
guys, till
much.
next time.
Really appreciate it. Thanks,
Yeah.
Lou.
Anytime.
James,
and
Riley,
follow,
Jonathan.
follow Lou Annapolis on YouTube
Yeah.
as well.
Tobias, she told me that already.
Either way, it's okay with me.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Yep.
Been
Thanks
fun?
a bunch. We'll see y'all later.
Been fun?
Yep.
See you later.
Been fun.
Peace.